Peace. Episode, what is 117? Um, Peace to everybody that showed up. Like and subscribe and share it. And please take the survey. Ask Still City for a survey. Hashtag we need a survey so they can't think for us. So to the show. Let's go over and see if YouTube going on. What's going on with YouTube? Okay, YouTube is, let me see. It's officially live. All right. Get you boys up in here. Yeah, episode 117. Give me a second. We are live. All right. Let me see. I don't know if I should do it for Facebook too. Why not? Let me see. Did anybody pop in yet? No, nobody popped in yet. So let me see. Facebook. Facebook. Come on. You're wasting our time. We are live on Facebook. Put it on. The heck just happened? Live. Give me a second. We are live. Don't start that nonsense. Talking about unresponsive. Do not start the nonsense. Give me a second. All right. We are live on Facebook. Well, it's not Facebook. It is Facebook, but what's going on with Facebook? Oh, there we go. Let me see. While I'm on Facebook, quick gaze and look and see, do I got any messages? Let me see. Because I don't be on Facebook that much. Let me see. Who popped in the house? Nobody. Well, it look like it might be just me today. I doubt it. But peace, everybody. I don't know. We gotta try to switch this up, so that's why I try to get y'all up on it, so the show could be, a wish list show. What's going on with my computer? It's doing some weirdo stuff. Let me see what's going on. Who that just popped in? Kanisi? Let me see. I can't see because it's something blocking the names. Yeah, it's Kanisi. What's up, Kanisi? Peace, salute. I'm trying to make sure I got my what's call them on my VPN because my computer was just doing something weird that I never seen before. I'm on now. Hope nobody ain't controlling my computer because it's doing some weirdo stuff. I got too much data on this computer. I mean, well, not data, but information on here. Yeah, let me see. Come on, VPN. Come on, VPN with your phone get here. Let's see. Little nerve because my computer. Oh, there we go. There we good now. I had to get that VPN up. Lamont Davis in the house. Salute, my brother. Salute. You know, let me see. It's like every day I'm hearing something new that's weird. You know, I don't want to just to be a news show. Wanted to us to have ideas so developers could understand what we want, you know, verbal. Trying to do that craziness. Let me see. Did it kick me on oh, I thought it kicked me. My computer I can't weird. It be trying to optimize itself and I told let me decide on the optimization. Because they could start trying to optimize computer what on the show, which is crazy. Um, yeah, what I was trying to see, trying to see is AJ on Discord. No, they're gonna listen today. Yeah, let me get rid of that sound because that's annoying. What in the show you hearing that all that the yeah the Discord sound. You don't need to hear that. Turn it off. Get rid of it. That yeah. So what's been going on, guys? It's like Still City ain't seen jack, nothing. But like I always do before somebody always interrupt me, I'm gonna read some stuff off my blog. This is let me see what I'm reading off the blog. Okay, I think we were talking about this out in the open today, or we was talking about it on the Discord yesterday about boxing difficulty levels. There should be the levels on the game should be represented in a boxing way. That gold and platinum and all that don't make that sound like a one of those games that you play esports that going sound like an esports thing. But that's weird, you know, if the game isn't marketed for, you know, online I mean offline, online and esports, stop using that term, you know, broadly against with all modes. This how the mode should be, especially offline. Amateur. Amateur should be easy. The AI behavior is telegraphs punches, overcommits on power shots, power distance management, rare fence, weak body defense, resets frequently instead of pressing. Decision profile. See, that's what we need in the game. Decision profile too. That's a part of what the amateur easy mode should be. Single action logic, late reaction to counters, no sequencing or setup, limited awareness of damage decisions, no damage. All right. Then you got for that, the easy is adaptive AI, very slow pattern recognition, only reacts after heavy repetition, no strategic memory between rounds. Player feel forgiving, educational, safe place to learn fundamentals. That's what the easy mode should be. Now you got open class, beginner. Yep. Open class, beginner. AI behavior, basic 2 to 3 punch combinations, occasional fence, improve guard discipline, begins to clinch defensively, use simple lateral movement. Decision profile, recognize repeated attacks, basic counter attempts, hesitates when opponent is hurt. The adaptive AI of this learns favorite punches, mirror guard and stance adjustments. Minor guard and stance adjustments, minimal tempo control. Player feel approachable, feels responsive, and encourage spacing and timing. This is the open class beginner mode. Then you got the pro, journeyman, intermediate. Let me see if anybody step into the chat. No, it's just still us, huh? Okay. All right. Pro, journeyman, intermediate. AI behavior. Plan but limited offense. AJ here. Yep. What's up, AJ?
What's up, Poe?
Not much. Yeah. I was just reading some how people were saying how the modes like far as easy, intermediate, stuff like that, they don't have it set up right in the game. It's set up like an esports type setup. When you talk about platinum, gold, and stuff like that, that's not boxing talk. You want to represent the sport as much as possible within a game. Even with the esports situation, that still represent the sport. Because the way they was talking earlier, that the way they was going to have it is going to basically be like boxing. People want the esports feel to again. They wanted to be like, hey, well, it shouldn't be realistic. No, they wanted it to be realistic. So you got a realistic version of an arcade, well, not arcade, but game that you could play.
Well, one now that you mentioned that, I had read an interview that Asha Beeb had given. It had to be within, I guess, the last a year and a half, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny, I don't know if I have it here, but I'm just trying to go off the top of my head. But one of the things he mentioned is that he was discussing this whole thing about esports.
Yeah.
And here's the joke now. At that interview, his description of an esport is essentially, it's like he was basically, so the whole idea that he said they're bringing esport because they're working with the WBC, and they're gonna give out a belt.
Yeah.
So when I read it, that sounded more like the Vegas thing when they had
Yeah.
the Vegas the tournament, and then they give the belt. But that's how that's how he's well, that was his description really of what an esport is right now. It's that idea that, like, essentially we're going to be we're giving a belt out.
Yeah, that was his first. He said that in the beginning when they first started making the game. He said you were going to be able to get belts. It was in a roadmap. So you was going to be able to
But
get real championship belts.
is that really an esport? Does that really mean like that? Like that's really more of a that shouldn't define an esport. That shouldn't that shouldn't define esports, because really when you think about it, giving out a belt is really a prop,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense. But at the same time, I know Boxside views he's a champion, so I respect that at the same time. But I'm not trying to diminish the giving of the belt, because he won that tournament. So he is the champion. You know what I mean? So no shade at him. But when I say the belt is a prop, it shouldn't be the whole idea of esports shouldn't revolve. Okay, we released a belt and whoever has the belt kind of thing, because that means, well, that means I could turn what's a funny, we could turn any game into an esport then, just because we're saying, okay, we're gonna have a belt, kind of thing, right?
Yeah, but a long time people been saying that boxing lends itself more to esports than most sports, boxing, UFC. It lends itself to an esports type game.
But I feel like more esports should be about making the game in such a way that you're controlling all the variables, so that you don't so that you can have an actual sport, meaning that, okay, the game is so clean that guys are not winning it based on they don't have skill. Well, guys are not winning the game based on skill of exploiting and skill of knowing, okay, this is a bug and I know how to use it to win, right? They should be winning based on, okay, I'm using some kind of element. If we're talking about boxing game, then, right? The game has been programmed to reward you if you're trying to box, then, right? Or if you're trying to do the right things in the game, which is not the same thing as Ash Habib saying, well, if you play the game, what was this saying again? If you play the game the way it's supposed to be big, I don't mean I don't want it to mean the same thing as that, but I mean. But then, but if Ash is saying that, well, where's the reward for playing boxing then? If you play the game the way it's supposed to be, well.
But that's not who I'm saying it. That's why it's like annoying to me. At the same time, I hear that every time it triggers me, because that ain't what Ash was saying. He said he wanted the game to be strategic. So you're not playing the game the way it was intended to be played, because everybody got their way of playing it. Because even though that person might be playing it, like he trying to cheat or do certain things, spamming, you still can have a great game. He never somebody fed him that line. I'm like, that you going out like that?
Well, it's funny. Actually, here, not to go off topic, I just want to throw this on. I went on Steel City's career website on their career section, and I saw like there's all these job postings because they're hiring all the people who know Unreal Engine, and they're trying to hire people who have that. They're bringing some new skill sets into the team, right? But outside of that, I saw this funny posting, man. They have a posting for facility and office assistant, 9-month, I guess a 9-month contract. And when I read the job description of what is a facility and office assistant, essentially they basically are asking for a custodian housekeeper, which is another way to say, okay, it's a janitor, right? But it's a custodian housekeeper, because that's really what the professional position is, right? But at the same time, they also want the person to be an administrative assistant, doing emails, doing coordinating stuff for I guess the directors and stuff. And I said to myself, well, that's two different jobs.
Yeah, that's a secretary.
Administrative assistant is a whole different set of tasks than somebody who's a custodian housekeeper. So the fact is that you're somehow you're merging these two things into one. Well, that means you got to pay them 2 times. That's 2 times the pay. Then that's not one job. That's two separate jobs. Really, I've never seen that I've never seen what's the best way to say it? A fusion, a job fusion like that before. I've never seen that before.
And this the 3rd time it's been up, so that means it's not lasting that long. They're not bringing that same person back.
It's a strange. I like they literally. If people go and see that on the job posting, it's called facility and office assistant. You literally see them saying that they don't call it custodian, but they're saying that person's responsible to make sure that make sure everything's stocked, all the toilet paper's there, all this and that. You know what I mean? Make sure everything, the office is clean. I said, okay, well that's a housekeeper, but a housekeeper is not an administrative assistant. That's it's like. I'm not saying that the custodian cannot do the job, but it's 2 different freaking jobs, man. It's like I was like, where the fuck, like who, like what kind of HR, what kind of HR person you guys have there advising you, man? Exactly. It's strange. Is that a culture? Or is it a cultural thing in the UK versus North America? How we operate? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds weird. That's two or 3 jobs. It could be 3.
Man. I know people who are housekeepers and stuff, man. That's full-time work. That's the housekeeping, like just to make sure that that like if you're like you're even like site management. That's a full, like these are full-time thing. It's 2 different roles. But anyways, I just found that kind of funny seeing that.
Yeah, it seems like they're not, unless they hiring off a different site. Seem like they're not really hiring like people saying.
No, that's off their. That's right off their. That's right off their webpage. Right off their. Right off their website. It wasn't even like a deed or anything. It wasn't even like a deed or a copy. It's their actual job posting on their website.
Yeah, I saw that one. But I'm talking about where all these Unity developers and stuff. I'm not seeing because somebody said there's an influx of them getting rid of people and new people coming in there. I only think I saw like 3 new people.
Well, if Steel City Inc. has proven to the whole world that they're not going to fix any of the issues right now we're seeing with Undisputed, which is based on Unity, you know what I mean? Like,
I think they're gonna fail. I think they're gonna fail because I think the company gonna fail because they didn't prove that they capable of making a better game. You got to fix this game, and then people like, yeah, we're gonna have a better game. But now they're like, what the heck? The sales gonna be very low.
Well, also too, what they're gonna have to also be aware of that how they're treating the community or their fan base. It's like there's going to be really low goodwill when the next game comes out. They have to take that, like maybe they could get away, with that with like 8-year-olds and like I don't know, you know what I mean? But like, how are you going to do that to adults?
Yeah, but a boxing game not gonna keep them unless they make it super arcade for 8-year-olds or younger. That's not gonna keep their attention. Because that's what they keep going with that. Oh, it's the casual fans that's buying the game. Nah, man, stop that nonsense. They keep lumping data. I'm telling you, put the data out. Anything like they always try to do everybody else, show the data.
Before I even get to something I had about data here, but every time once in a while, I'll just start the research again to figure out who are all these people involved in this game that ripped me off, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I started looking up Will Kinsler again. I just want to make sure who is this position? Like, what does this guy do for this company? I know you guys have been saying from day one. Beast has been saying it from day one. Sports Game Analysis. He's been saying it, and the way the content creators that I guess the content creators just know how to influence people in the wrong way, then, or kind of to skew what's the reality of what's going on with this game, right? But one thing when I was looking at Will Kinser's social media footprint, at one point I thought he didn't hold the title of gameplay director because all I'm seeing is this product is this his role is the what do you call it, the what's it called, product authenticity, director of authenticity. So right away when I saw okay, so this is product management we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So I said, okay. So at one point I said, you know what, I said, yo, you guys, I was gonna say, Poe, this guy's product manager. This guy has nothing to do with the gameplay. I don't get where's all this stuff coming from. But then, as I kept on, somehow I went on LinkedIn, and then I saw it on LinkedIn. So if you go on LinkedIn, you'll see that he holds it says that he's a gameplay director in his credentials. He was the gameplay director from what? Where is it here? He was the gameplay director from October 2023 to May 2024.
No, he still got that job,
right?
You know why? Because
they don't want to say he's the gameplay director. Well, here's the thing. So they're saying if that was the gameplay director from all the way up to May 2024, who the hell is the gameplay director now as of April 2024 up to today's date? I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out, man.
We know who he is.
We know who he is. Okay, I can't figure it out. But because I'm not seeing it anywhere. I was like, where? But who the hell? Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, I thought I was going crazy. I said, hold up, nobody replaced him. That's why I was saying with the AI guy, they trying to let the other developers do what the AI guy does, but when they're not proficient in that.
Well, the thing is this now. As I started looking at this gameplay director, right? Because this is a very important role in terms of how the game turns out. So I think we were just talking about Mike Wang. We've been talking about Mike Wang the other day, man, the last couple of days. Yeah. So for people who don't know, Mike Wang is the gameplay director for NBA 2K series. He's been the gameplay director for Visual Concept, I think, for over I'm thinking well over 15. If you look up, I think he's been a gameplay maybe since 2009. Like, this is how long he's been doing this. And if you look at it, NBA 2K is a very successful franchise. It really pushes towards trying to be a basketball sim.
Yeah.
So when you look at, so here's the funny thing. When you look at Mike Wang's what is his background? And by the way, when we say gameplay director, basically the gameplay director is involved directly with the execution of the mechanics, the design, the pacing of the game, all the stuff that we're saying that's wrong with him. That person is overseeing that. They have so much influence on the outcome of it. So one thing I noticed about Mike Wang, who's the game director for NBA 2K, he has a background. When he was going to university, his background is in kinesiology.
Yeah, he got that technology in the game.
Well, the thing he's the kinesiology. So when you look up what is kinesiology again? Let me see. Let's see what I had here. Well, okay, so here we go. Kinesiology is the study of human movement.
Yeah.
The movement, the like how things, this is how everything works, how you move.
Attention to detail.
Attention to detail, all that stuff that we like. So when you look at it, Mike Wang has that background in kinesiology. So he's applying that to the game as a gameplay director and how the game flows.
Yeah.
Can somebody tell me what is Will's in terms of the gameplay director for a fucking boxing game? What is he bringing?
He remembered the colors of the boxing trunks.
Like, hey, if you look up, there's a really good article out there on medium.com. It's about Michael Wang. And it's you'll see it came out like I I think one of the quotes I got from every designer has a journey. Michael Jordan's journey was a video game designer began during his studies at Indiana University studying kinesiology. So I think the main thing is all that knowledge he's bringing in and how the players move. Can you imagine, even though Mike Wang's not he's not a boxing or a combat, can you imagine if we had that guy as the gameplay director from Undisputed? His knowledge, he would translate his knowledge. He would be able to work with guys like you, other guys like Beast, the guys who are involved in boxing. He would be able to take that and then his knowledge about how the human body mechanics work. All that would change the way a boxing game would flow after.
That's a good director and a developer. They pull people in that's like have the brightest ideas that can make something better. Mike Wang did it. He pulled in Dazar, this guy named Dazar. He pulled in Agent Zero. He's pulling in all these different guys. And I don't know. Let me see. Kanisi said Ash want to replicate Konami e-football game with FIFA's licenses. He only got the licensing part right, not gameplay. Did you ever play the Konami e-football?
Yes. It was either for PS3 or PS4. I remember playing. It was called Pro Evolution something. Is that the one we're talking about?
I don't know. He said Konami e-football gameplay with FIFA's licenses.
It was probably Pro Evolution, I think it was called. That was at the time. That was the best soccer game, better than EA FIFA. Really, it was strategy sim, everything.
Yeah,
for many years, that was the top. I don't know why they got toppled eventually, but that was the king of soccer games for a long time.
Yeah, I know EA has something to do with it, but that's what he was saying. That's what Steel City was trying to do, but their gameplay sucked. Basically, yes, it was Pro Evo Soccer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
But here's another thing too. So like going back to Will, so we don't even know as a gameplay director, well, how would he benefit this game? It doesn't make what is he bringing?
He don't. You can see that he don't bring nothing to the table.
Or why didn't he? Or at any point, do you think he worked with that? Like, at what point did he stop working with the boxers or the consultants to figure out how this game, how the movement and how everything should work?
I think they got rid of them boxers. Well, he got rid of those boxers immediately. Said we don't need them. We didn't need them at EA. He had he was developing that EA. He was the community manager at EA. He didn't have nothing to do with development. He had nothing to do with the whole process. I knew more about the development than he did. He did, and that's facts.
Well, in reality, he's really community management and then I guess product management. But yeah, it was his first. This was his first attempt as a gameplay director.
Yeah, but that he shouldn't have that title. That's not.
Well, he could
give that to somebody with real experience with that title.
Well, it was an indie company, right? So the thing was, I'm fine. I'm actually fine. Okay, if you want to give somebody an opportunity, but if you're not gonna work with people in order to really make sure that the game is authentic or true to the sport, then there's something wrong.
Exactly. That made no sense whatsoever. From my experience, looking like I go to the go to Operation Sports, them forums, all the top people in there that speak with great ideas and talk great for the sports, they get pulled in. The company snatches them in.
But also too, we also have to look at the other guys involved. So you have the gameplay director, right? But then you have the game designers. And some of the names I got from there was like, what's his name? Jason Darby. He's part of this shit, man.
Yeah.
Jason Darby is one of the game designers. Yeah. Julian Carlson, he's involved in game design. Thomas Jukstad, he's involved in game design. Ethan Bruins, I know that name. I think he's the leader. I think Ethan Bruins is the main. He's the main.
That's aimbot.
That's aimbot. Okay. He's also involved in it as well. But you don't hear from these guys, man. Why did they make these decisions for this? What we got? I don't know. But a lot of it really rests on Will, man, based on what the hell he was telling those guys to do.
Exactly, it does. It does.
Liz Hall is another person. I filled out his name, Liz Hall. Like these are all names that are involved in the game design process.
And that's crazy. They shouldn't be involved in the game design. I don't care what people say. A developer is a developer. No, they're not. You got to get people that's gonna really they have focus about the game and they want to make it a better game. What you think somebody that's not really a boxing fan gonna do for the boxing fans? Nothing.
Well, you know what the funny thing about this whole Will Kinsler thing, if you think about it, I was actually listening to some of Beast's videos recently, and one of the things I get out of it is that yeah, Will, he didn't have any he really didn't have no ideas because there was so much innovation in that ESBC that differentiated from Fight Night Champion. It could have stood on its own 2 feet. But this guy, he pulled out all those innovation. All he did, so they I don't know who's the brain that put him as a gameplay director, but this gameplay director, Will, all he did was he just tried to mirror Fight Night Champion.
Yeah.
He literally took out all the different kind of innovation and just to make this game, and this is why I always say these are like tribute games then, or a cover band. He had a cover band mentality for a boxing that we haven't had in over 13 plus or 15 plus years.
Because the game, the ESBC version they were looking for it to be the game of the year.
Cool.
Accolades. Easy.
Yo, give me some mod access.
Okay. I gave somebody well, I was talking to somebody. They cross engineer the game. Hold up, what's that going on? Yeah,
so although it says that Will is basically he was the gameplay director all the way up until that day I give. So from April 2024, like who would take on that role, or has it been sitting there idle the whole time? Because because they're not really doing any more freaking they're not really doing any meaningful updates to the game. Is that probably the case too?
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm talking about. It's like they're not really hiring people unless they got them hidden. They don't want us to know about the Unreal Engine, guys.
And let me share my screen. I'm gonna share my screen quick.
Okay. Yeah, but that's crazy.
But all this stuff about, and the reason why I'm thinking about Will really today is because I saw iGameU watch. He dropped a heavy video. Was it today or yesterday? I'll come to that afterwards. Huh?
When he dropped the
iGameU watch. Oh Lord, man! You didn't see the video he dropped?
When he was talking,
I'll come to.
He was comparing the ESBC and Undisputed. I mean,
no, man. He came out a video within the last 24 hours showing he basically everything we're talking about. He did his little video, man. He's showing all the flaws, all the issues. Like he's comparing it to Fight Night Champion. And this is what you know what I mean. I'll come back to that afterwards, but it's crazy what I saw in that video, man. He even said, I'm not trying to shit on him, but he's just giving constructive criticism, right? But that's a heavy video he dropped, man. But anyways, as I was thinking about this whole Will Kinsler thing. If you guys haven't heard of Sports Gaming Analysis, I recommended you go and check out his YouTube channel, sign up for everything, because this guy from day one, before I even started learning all this stuff, this guy's been on it, man. He's been telling the frigging community everything we want to know, from all the flaws in the game, the bug, and this whole thing with Will Kinsler, because I think the Beast, he was involved earlier, I think, from ESBC or maybe from the Alpha as well. So he's been seeing these things. He's been play testing, and all this shit's been going on. But here's the thing. And you know what? And here's what gets me, man. You have to be very careful with social media influencers, because A lot of social media influencers, they took this guy, they took sports gaming analysis. They took his content and they actually shit on him. They try to make it seem like this guy doesn't know what he's talking about when he was telling the truth. He was telling the truth the whole fucking time. So it's like, so anyway, the reason I brought up Beast, some of the videos you need to make, like if you haven't watched it, some of the videos you got to go back and look up just to understand how Will Kisner fucked this game up. Would be let me see here. He has so many good videos here, man. Here's a good one. I told you he changed the whole game 5 months ago. Petition to get rid of unqualified Will Kisner. Make sure you sign that petition. How Will Kisner made the jab track. These are all the stuff, man, that this guy, he's the gameplay director, and this is what he's doing to the game. Will Kisner removed manual blocking 6 months ago, he's telling us. 6 months ago, how Will Kisner sabotaged the BPM system. We have a broken fucking adrenaline system, and the Discord is shutting everybody up about it. Nobody talks about it enough. And this has been going, and the game's been released so long. United States took over the UK game.
Do the one with our game you watch. No, I'm just messing with you.
I get it. Well, the thing is, too, here's the thing. If you also, too, you'll notice with a lot of sports game analysis, he's also been calling out these crown creators. All these guys, if you notice, a lot of these YouTube content creators, a lot of them are crown creator or crown league people as well. And he's been telling the community the whole time that these people are basically they're social media influencers, and they're just trying to confuse everybody. They're not giving us the facts, man, because but he's been telling us all about this shit for months now, man. He even talked about staff. He's been telling the freaking Ash's daughter with the freaking, look at this, the gameplay director fucked up your game.
Yeah.
But people are not listening because a lot of these social media content creators, they've labeled him. They've labeled him, and they've basically tried to ruin his reputation. You know what I mean? Yeah. But all the information's here, man. This guy's been telling, he's been giving the straight goods, man. But anyways, yeah, go through this guy's channel. There's so much stuff that he's been telling us for the last year about what's wrong, why the game ended up like this, man. There's a lot of stuff. This is for you, Will. But yeah, man, take a look at this, man. The guy, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, Beast. Salute to Beast. One added, salute to Don D205. He has Twitch and Kick.
It's like
champion boxing. Salute.
It's like now all these Crown League creators or the guys who are been doing the social media influencing for the Undisputed game, now you're seeing they're all coming out of the woodworks. Now they're changing the tune. But the thing is, the community is going to accept what they're saying. But Sports Game, I was telling us months ago, everybody was like, "Oh, you're talking shit," kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I hate when people be saying that y'all complain too much. Hey, people bought the game. They should be able to say something.
Well, but the issue is that the people who are knowledgeable what's been going on the scene here, right? These social media influencers, they just change the narrative. Yeah. Dangerous, man. It's very dangerous.
Kanisi said, "Why are training venues used for fights, AJ?"
What?
He said, "Why are training venues used for fights, AJ?"
Why are training venues used for fights? Oh, you mean like the like when you say training, you mean like an actual gym?
Yeah, you talking about like the arenas and stuff like that.
So like Crunk Gym, for example.
Yeah, I don't know if he's saying in general, in real life or fake, but venues. That's what they use, like promoters and managers when they decide they pick the venues that they want to use. If that's what you mean.
Yes, gyms. I don't know, but I don't see an issue. To tell you the truth, okay, like if I'm playing, if I create a lobby in Undisputed, and I'm playing
Yeah,
my friends, and all the time we've been fighting, and we're used to how we fight. For whatever reason, I don't want to play Madison Square Gardens. I don't want to play in the thing. I sometimes I just want to play in Crunk's gym because I feel like
yeah,
I'm just kind of, I'm testing things out. I'm sparring. So I don't know. Maybe we have training venues for fantasy, for that fantasy aspect. Maybe because okay, this is not going to be the big fight. So we're just kind of having it like a gym fight. I don't know.
yeah.
But
They-
I don't think nothing's wrong with having like the training facilities, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, but my thing is they have to represent that atmosphere of like you're training or you're working out. Every gym shouldn't be like I'm training at Crunk's gym because if you're not a part of that gym, which that should be a thing. If you're not part of that gym, you shouldn't go there unless it's a training camp. Because you can have training camp at other people's gyms. Yeah, sparring and training camps. That's what the facilities is. But some of the facilities they have amateur boxing matches, which they the amateur system is garbage. And they pulled that a full blast amateur system. They took it out at the last minute, I'm guessing.
Is that it?
Uh, I said they had an amateur mode in the ready to go, and I guess they dished it at the last minute. It's like they just taking everything out this game.
So going back to I Game You Watch, it's this. You haven't seen this video yet? Is Undisputed better in Fight Night?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw that one. I saw that one.
That's a heavy video, man, that he dropped. But the thing is, he's dropping it. I don't know. He's dropping it now. I guess after they've gotten everything they need to get from I guess from the relationship. But
Yeah, see, with him, he got extra stuff they got on the side, so I guess he don't really care.
this was but this was an interesting video. It's basically a lot of what we've been talking about right now.
Yeah,
But one of the biggest things he made mention in this video is that the power body uppercut has more range than a jab, and he even demonstrated it in the video.
yeah. I try not to say too much about what he say because I might, because my thing is the way he's arrogant. He's real arrogant.
What do you mean?
Because I asked him everybody. I wanted to see everybody that was going to do something. He didn't even respond or anything. I always try to reach out to him. He don't respond, so he's
Well,
arrogant. I don't want nothing from him.
well, now that you said the word arrogant, I don't know if this aligns with what you're saying. But you see this little screen clip here. I took a screenshot of this. This was one of the comments left on his video. So this guy named Marka Buddha, he asked, how would you know? I remember this is a comment right after that video dropped, right?
Yeah,
He said, how would you know what truly creates authentic boxing experience if you never box? I actually box, and I think Undisputed's better boxing experience. Fight Night Champion's more arcade, which is why most casual boxing fans like yourself prefer. Here's a tip for Undisputed: if you want to land a hook moving forward, try timing your opponent while he's moving backwards. I Game You Watch responded, I've been training for months now, and it's not authentic. I question if you train in saying that now. Lots of laugh.
yo,
So
that's
so
crazy to me for him to say that. He shouldn't even have said nothing because
so
this
watch
how
this.
it is.
So So then
Right.
Mark Buddha tells iGame, I'm a boxer. I have real fights. I have shorts on this channel. So here's the thing. I went to Mark Buddha. If you go to his if you could find him in on you could go on YouTube and look at Mark Buddha and then trace it back to his TikTok page. Most of his videos are on TikTok, and you actually see him. He hasn't. I don't think he hasn't had a professional fight, but he's doing a lot of sparring. You see him doing a lot of bag work, so and so. But you see him in the ring. You actually see him
Yeah.
in the ring sparring with other people. I'm not sure if he had an actual amateur fight, but you actually see him participating in the sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is so he said I have real fights. So yeah, go look that up. And then Mark goes on to say, "Y'all just suck at boxing." This bleep said in Fight Night Champion you can chain 4 and 5 punch combination. He said in Fight Night Champion you could chain 4 and 5 punch combinations without getting tired. In real life, it's typically hard for a boxer to consistently throw 4-5 punch combinations while gassing early. Then he said, you and throw every single punch while moving in any direction. That's not realistic. Imagine throwing a straight right while stepping to the right. iGame says, you think boxers would be tired throwing a 4-5 combo in the first 30 seconds of a fight? And then finally, Mark goes off and says, iGame watch. A professional boxer shouldn't be exhausted after throwing 4-5 punch combination in the first 30 seconds of a fight. But in a fight, throwing a combination is a lot like sprinting. When you sprint, you have to cool down before you can sprint again at that same intensity. So over the course of a fight, it'll be harder to throw a 4-5 punch combination. I said a fighter would gas early. I said a fighter would gas early, not in the first 30 seconds. So anyway, that was the whole conversation I that's kind of picked out here. But what are your thoughts on that? Going back to the whole argument I have about this 4-punch, 5-punch combination, people getting tired and such as.
No, that's not true. It depends on you keep trying to throw that 4 and 5 punch combination over and over and over. You know, you're not.
Mark said in Fight Night Champion you could chain 4-5 combinations without getting tired, right?
Yeah.
And Undisputed, you could throw a 3-4-5 punch combination. But the thing is, I think the complaint is that they're saying we don't have enough stamina, because by the time you throw that last punch, your stamina bar might be blinking, or it might be just it's not giving us a stamina to actually throw.
Yeah.
But this is the thing now. This comes to the whole thing now. Well, is it realistic to throw an 8-punch combination, a 9-punch combination consistently?
Not
because
consistently.
it's not consistently.
I think that's what the point he was trying to make too.
Okay.
Because our game you watch was saying about the gas part, but he's saying it, you know, you constantly doing it. Like every round you throwing like probably 2 or 3, 5, you know, like 3, let's say you throw 5 3 times, that's 15 punches back to back to back. Now that's a lot of motion. So no, you shouldn't do it like that. Your body gotta always reset, regenerate.
And then he goes on to say a professional boxer shouldn't be exhausted after throwing a 4 to 5 punch combination in the first 30 seconds of a fight. But in a fight, throwing a combination is a lot like sprinting. When you sprint, you have a cooldown.
Yeah, the cooldown. You're right.
You have a cooldown time before you can sprint again at that same intensity. So over the course of a fight, it'll be harder to throw that 4-5 punch combination.
Yeah.
I said a fighter would gas early, not in the first 30 seconds, but I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to really dissect on that kind of thing, right? But
yeah. But my thing is, why are you arguing with somebody? You just started boxing. Like, why arguing with somebody? That's like me arguing with Mike Tyson.
Go ahead.
The
fact that he's arguing with this guy Mark Buddha, But Mark Buddha has he has the actual film tape to show what he's doing. I
Yeah,
don't think I've ever. I don't think maybe I haven't looked deep enough. But I haven't seen too much footage of I don't think I've ever seen any footage of iGaming Watch
I
anything
seen it.
even in a
Hold up.
ring.
I seen him doing some work,
But yeah,
but
okay.
I don't want to talk about it. No
But
disrespect.
here's the thing, though.
I'm
But
not disrespectful. I just don't want to get into it.
well, okay. So let me end it on this note then. iGaming Watch. I've been training for months now. He said he's been training for months. So when he said that, I went to take a double take to see what the hell does this guy look like. I gave him you watch. He looks like the same guy from 8 months ago, a year ago. He looks like weight wise. I figure if you've been training for months, you would have slimmed down a bit, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll slim down right away, man. Especially like if you're training, let's just say you're training a minimum 4 times a week.
Yeah.
That'll change your body, man. That'll change everything about you,
Yeah.
man.
I lost weight real quick.
Especially if you do that over if you do that a good over a 4 month period as well. Like everything changes, man. So
Yeah.
I don't know, like I don't know. When he says he's been training for months, I don't know if he's conflating it with maybe, sometimes you go to these different fitness classes and they have
that's not
they have
the
like
same
bow
thing.
tie and
Yeah.
boxer size and these kind of things. I don't know. I don't know if it's that or I don't know. But
Oren said, I think that's completely dependent on the fighter you're using. Fighters like Muhammad Ali and Bivol or High Value. Exactly. I agree with you 100%. But do you know what make Ali? A lot of people don't know this. Ali threw arm punches, and people don't know what arm punches is. You're not putting anything behind it. You just that's not a lot. Your hip and everything in it. I could smack you probably 20 times just doing this with my hand. It's about that's called arm punches. You're not putting a lot of energy behind them. Or high volume.
he said training does not lose weight. It's diet. Well, it's a combination of that. Obviously, if you're dieting
man.
properly.
I lost weight training. You see you can see it in my face and look at my old videos.
What's the model? Well, I ain't saying that diet's not part of it, but it's you're doing a lot of cardio, man.
Yeah, because I was doing all I did was just walking. I lost like 100 pounds, over 100 pounds.
It's also too. You're doing a combination of not just aerobic, but you're also doing anaerobic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like all that shit, man, that burns you out. Yeah. That burns calories like nothing, man.
Yeah, I'm a pro at losing weight, so I kind of disagree with that training.
Anaerobic burns a lot of calories, man.
That's how I lost a lot of my weight. Like when it came from, because sometimes they try to make me eat like for muscles and stuff like that, and sometimes I had to like drop 5 pounds or something like that, and I drop it in a heartbeat. Put on a sauna suit and jump rope. I'm good. I remember I lost. It was this guy. He was like real famous. Well, age plays a factor. Age plays a factor in what?
If I was to go, I would say age plays a factor on when you start to gain weight when you get older.
That's not true for everybody.
As you get older, your metabolism starts to slow down.
Yeah, that's because you're not moving no more. A lot of people get older, they don't do that much moving. Why the age play a factor? Because I got a brother that's thinner than thin. And it seemed like since I got older, instead of heavy, I got thinner. Like my legs, my wife looked at me the other day. She's like, your legs are so skinny. Yeah, I don't know. That I don't agree with, because especially it doesn't factor in everybody, because if you see somebody that's Asian, they always, I say about 97% are thinned out, and they're old. From Now, when they come to America, they might
The diet's
be
different.
heavy. The American diet, the boy put weight on you like nothing.
But it's also a lot of it's the access to fast food.
Yeah, because my grandmother, she was kind of small.
One thing in like countries in the Caribbean, for example, fast food markets never thrived there
Too much
because a
around
lot
it.
of people,
Too much
well,
that you
like
get.
yeah, like for example, like in a place like Trinidad, for example, when you go down there, you have a lot of roadside vendors.
Yeah,
People, and when I say not like here, like in the States or in Canada stuff, you're not allowed to do that. You can't. You need to first off,
yeah,
if you're in North America, you need to get a permit, and all they're going to let you do is probably sell hot dogs and maybe and grill some burgers on the street, right?
yeah.
But when you go countries like in the Caribbean, it's different. They'll have their pots and pans on the side of the road, on the side of the highway, and they're friggin' cooking, and you're getting real food. That's
Yeah,
the thing now. You're getting real food for prices cheaper than fast food. You're getting better food. So that's what I'm saying. Like going back to the whole diet. When you come here after, man, people you're eating Burger King, McDonald's, KFC all day kind of stuff because you're not getting access to that kind of food unless you have the time to cook all the time. And next thing too, you come to North America, you end up you're doing 2-3 jobs, man. If you want to make ends meet sometime, so you don't
yeah.
even have sometimes you don't have time to cook.
Facts. So yeah, age plays a factor in weight loss and muscle gain. I seen some big jokers. I seen a 90-year-old muscle builder. Seen quite a few older guys that's with muscle and stuff. I know what you're saying, like just you not doing anything in general. Yeah, that it'll play. But if you're active, it does the weight doesn't like jump on you. Everybody don't have that so-called dad bod.
Actually, talk about weight. Did you see usually athletes, what is the thing for athletes? They always say, oh, they only have what about 5% body fat. Like we're talking about elite athletes. Is it usually
Yeah,
5 or 10%?
5%.
Five
That
percent.
I did that jump before, man. That I can't see nobody doing that. I was
What's interesting?
speaking.
What's interesting is if you notice Clarissa Shields, she's getting ready. She's getting into training camp now. She looks big right now, man.
Yeah,
I never seen Shields that big, and she's even said yeah. And she's eating. I saw her on live stream. She's eating her food. Okay, it's training
yeah.
camp now, and she's getting ready, kind of thing. So I think she needs about a good 6-8 weeks, and she'll burn that out. But I've never seen her that big before, man.
No. Is
And
she
she said she's rocking 20% body fat.
that's a lot of weight for her. Yeah, that's a lot of weight. So that means she's gonna put more energy in getting rid of that weight.
But you think, and I saw her opponent. I forgot her name. Opponent is not looking that thing. But do you think this could be it? This is the one where Shields kind of she took her opponent lightly, and she might not come
Oh
into
yeah, I forgot
she might get
that
catch
fight.
this time.
This gonna be a good fight. I think it's gonna be a good fight because Clarissa beat her before, but the more you fight, your opponent can get better. You
But
know
I've
that?
never seen her this big before. I've never. Every time, even often, she always a certain size. But this is the biggest I've seen.
Yeah,
Unless, how many times has she fought at light heavyweight now?
I think 2 or 3
So
this year.
something's off, man. Something's
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah. I don't think she could drop weight too. That's why she's like really getting mad at Bomber Baumgartner. She knows she wasn't getting down to that weight, so she's like, hey, let me see. What's up, Oren? Yo, I need y'all to share or hashtag Still City. Please give us a survey. You know, I know through a lot of y'all, they not gonna listen or anything like that. We could try. We could get our fans to try. Push for a survey or take my survey. Take my survey. Well, it's our survey. take our survey, and if Still City see it and they don't like it, then they'll make their own. But tell them that, share the survey to people. Let me see. There is a saying: you cannot outrun a bad diet. That goes double as you age. Nah, I can't believe with that. I can't believe that. That's lumping too many people in together, because I only eat 1 meal a day. So how am I gonna gain weight? 1 meal a day. You know how many meals my mother eat? She eat 3 meals. The diet, American diet, 3 meals a day. I only eat 1 meal a day. And sometimes I might skip 1 or 2 days not eating. And that's not, and people tell you it's not healthy, that's a lie. Because you gotta give your body a break at some point.
Hey, here's something funny. So you always hear me talking about these directors, the directors and stuff, right? Frank Sinner, probably the Habib brothers and all this kind of stuff, right?
Mm.
So here's a joke, man. This is the biggest joke. I was kind of surprised. So on LinkedIn, I have AAJ Pax. This is my social media persona.
Yeah.
Right. This is my social media character, let's say. But on LinkedIn, I have my professional identity there, kind of thing, right? So my professional, like my real name, all that kind of stuff, it doesn't mix with my AJ Pax persona, right? It's two different careers, right? So anyways, through my regular everyday LinkedIn, I was surprised to see I had a third-degree connection. I had a third-degree connection to Will Kisler.
Wow.
Frank Sinner, who's one of the directors. Sibby Tain, who's is he the social media manager or whatever?
Yeah.
And Assad Habib, Ash's brother. I was like, what? I was like, but the thing is, I can't figure out who the fuck do I know. It had to be somebody I work with, and they probably went to the UK or something, man.
Yeah.
But I was surprised. I even with the Frank guy, I was like, what? I was like, who the fuck do I know that knows these people?
Yeah. We're not friends on LinkedIn, are we?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I have a,
Oh,
I don't, I have a two
Leafy?
different I have to create a LinkedIn profile for my AJ Pax. That's the thing. So I haven't I never added you to my everyday to my real identity one.
All right. How about Leafy? Because Leafy, he be. Are you friends with Leafy? Oh, okay.
Only on Discord and stuff, but that's what I'm saying. Like my official LinkedIn is only for like people I've worked with and the kind of work I do. But I've never created a profile for social media purposes or for this identity, right?
Yeah. Let me see. Man, y'all about trying to change this show into a diet and genetics type talk. Yeah, so we was talking about 2K. What do you think 2K will bring to the table? I know we talk about this a lot, but
a good gameplay director?
Huh?
A good gameplay director? That's starting one.
Yeah, that's what they're bringing to the table. I think that's what I keep trying to tell people, because the first thing they try to make an excuse for Steel City. They always saying, well, they're bigger companies, they got more people. And like I always say, that don't mean nothing. They have hundreds of games that they're working on. So it's not the same thing. What he said, a level of competence and quality. What that goes with? What you mean? Authenticity.
Well, I'll say right off the bat, the study of movement, especially for a sports game.
Yeah, makes sense.
But it really tells you, man. the more I look at this, Will, I don't think Will plays a lot of sports. I don't think he's ever probably been in a gym for any kind of boxing or any kind of MMA. Nothing, man.
It
To
seemed
have
like
that kind of, to even to have a little bit of
it seemed like he got paid to sabotage this game. Cause ain't nowhere in the world, nowhere in the
well,
world.
either you got paid a salary or just somebody was sleeping, man. Somebody was sleeping on it, man. Or the fact that
No,
who would
but
have made
look
that
at
decision to put him to gameplay? It would have been Ash, right?
yeah, but look what Ash did exactly. He kept elevating his title, but he's a comms person. I think people. This what I'm saying. I'm not trying to like. I want to get a job with Still City, but if I was in that position where Will was at, like far as they brought me on board, people would have felt more comfortable with me being a game designer. They'd feel comfortable with me, like having a voice. Let me see. You asked about what 2K will bring to a boxing game. Yeah. What do you think they bring to? Don't talk about no microtransaction and and no DLC. We just what do they would they bring to the table? And don't use Prize Fighter. Prize Fighter was only published by 2K in less than 18 months. They made a game in less than 18 months. Wow. What you got for us, Oren? How about you, PLO? What 2K brings to the table? Or what you think they might bring to the table? Man, y'all writing a grocery list, huh? I wanted to let y'all go first before all right, here we go. What we got? They definitely bring MTA. Man, here you go. You still wanted to put that out there.
Was it microtransact? Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
microtransactions.
yeah. You had to put that out there. But we just saying if to be honest, that's the only way they're gonna be able to sign boxers. Because a lot of boxers, because even when I talk to boxers, there's like when I was like with round for round, there's like I never heard of your company. Do y'all really got money to pay us? I said y'all gonna get DLC. That's the only way they were signing. When I talked to Ash, I told him that's the only way he could sign them. That he could sign a large amount of boxers. I said if you want to sign a large amount of boxers, use DLC. Clockwork said, I like 2K. Guess for the basketball games, it will be realistic animations, fighter uniqueness, guessing
Yeah,
from.
that all comes from Michael Wang. Mike Wang.
Yeah. See, he stays on stuff like that. And visual concepts, they're good at what they do too. That whole group, that visual concepts, they're great.
Who
So,
who in the industry right now? Who could have gotten to be a gameplay director besides Will? Like who else is out there
Mike Wang.
that that would have fit the role here? That would have fit what they needed in order to make a proper boxing game.
Brizzo, I know you probably watching this video, man. Why don't you go over there and help them? Even though I know you was doing what EA told you to do, but you
Yeah,
got a
but
chance with this new company to make the game you want.
do you think Brizzle will make a difference? Because
Yeah,
at the end of the day, Brizzle made okay. Brizzle's the gameplay director for Fight Night Champion, and Undisputed is really kind of trying to mirror Fight Night Champion.
yeah. I
Wouldn't you
think
get? Wouldn't you? If Brizzle came, wouldn't you kind of get the same? You're gonna kind of get what we have right now, maybe. Like
no, because the conversations we had behind the scenes, Brizzle wanted the
okay,
realistic boxing game. He always said that it was up to the publishers, which is the it's a, within EA. Even though EA published themselves, they got people who still that have that's over certain things. And he says up to them. He says certain things he just couldn't do. Like like the buttons, they had to add the buttons back. Even though I told them I said fans ain't gonna like that. You taking the buttons away, they're not gonna like that. I told them that, and when we went to the event for the it was they invited a couple of us up there to EA in Canada, and I was telling them, I said people ain't gonna like these new buttons. I'm telling you, for a whole week or two, they messed up. Let me see.
But the thing with the buttons is, do you think it's more of an accessibility issue? That was really it really comes on accessibility. That would be the factor behind why you need buttons.
Yeah, because some people they just want to use the buttons. There's like
Well, hey, I've known people playing sports game where they have I remember talking to a couple army vets, and
yeah,
there's this one army vet that plays one of the EA sports game. He had his hand got damaged, so he's
yeah,
using things, right? So, but he trained himself like he could use the controller in a certain way, but having access to the buttons, man, makes a big difference.
yeah,
He can't play the game with skill stick. It's very difficult for that level of precision.
yeah. PLO said better animations, more realistic look and feel, like how there's 30 people in the ring after a fight. A ref, more styles, better blocking, better hit detection. See, he talking about the 30 people in the ring, because I'll be talking about that all the time. Because if you can have 30 people in the ring, why are you having a hard time putting 3 people in the ring? Still City making up all these excuses. Orion said, Brian Hayes would be a good choice to create a directive of UFC 3, widely regarded as the best and most sim UFC game. Yeah, I like Brizzle. He rebellious, but he only could be but so rebellious with EA, because EA, their model was always hybrid game. He was so rebellious. He took my wishes. He almost put it in there exactly the way I sent it to him, because sometimes I write like what they call it. One of them persons that's like unique with the way they think. So I wrote that, but then I had it's just crazy. But he still added in the game like that. I said that don't even work, and you got it in the game. He put it in the game.
It's funny you mentioned that thing about uniqueness of a writer, or that's the essence of the writer, then, right? Or the signature of, like, there's an essence to everything we do.
Yeah.
When you see somebody who's basically writing everything using an AI bot, it doesn't have that essence. It doesn't have that soul. You could know right away. Okay, this is not the person I'm talking to. Who is this?
Yeah. Yeah. Facts.
Anything you do creative, there's a soul behind it.
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't mean like to say, okay, we're talking about angels and gods. I mean, there's something, man. Everybody has a unique
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how about this is another thing. I know y'all don't like talking about stuff. Tournament modes, online, offline. Should it just be online? What else? See, to me, that tournament mode, it'll attract different fan base from different ages. Because if it's an older guy, let's say in his 50s, 60s, 70s, he might buy the game just to play the tournament mode or play his favorite boxers. That's extra bias. But a lot of people be like, no, we don't need no old people buying the game. We don't need that. That's the stupidest thing in the world. You want a game to sell the best it can, so you get better things. You get better features, more modes, and the game lasts longer. A game will not survive with just an online mode. Yeah, there's games that's online modes, but are they actually sports games?
Case in point, man. When I get like with any online fighting game, you'll get when you play too much, you get tired. You get what's the word? Fatigue. You get mental fatigue.
Yeah.
So the thing is, yeah. So then eventually, okay, let me go offline, and that's one great thing about UFC 5, man. If I get mental fatigue playing online, maybe I'm getting my ass beat up so many times. Okay, I don't want to play. I need a rest. At least UFC 5, they have offline career mode that's really good. It's decent, man. It has some replay value, man. I could go back and enjoy it, kind of thing. We don't have that replay value with this this bare bone like, oh man.
Let me this right here funny to me right now because I had this on my wish list, but to me nowadays it doesn't make sense because he said I want a spectator mode where you can watch other online fights. We could do
I like that.
but we could do that without us mode. You mean a dedicated online? I mean, a spectator mode.
Technically, we Plo 617. Technically, we do have it, man. Since we I would say since the PS4 era, maybe. Like if we just talk about console alone, they have you join the party chat, and then you're able to share your screen, and you could have everybody in the party chat share your screen. Everyone's watching. I do it all the time. Sometimes I get invited to a party chat where they're just doing Undisputed, and everyone's watching the fight.
Yeah.
So we do have it to a certain extent. But Plow, when you say
implement it better in the game, or you think it's all right the way it is, the way it's set up?
He wants it natively built in the game, I think.
Oh, okay.
That's what it sounds like.
Is that the case? Oren said it's creative taste. Computers can not emulate artistry and taste. Yeah, but you could critique it and it'll make something better than what you think. It's the critiquing part. By itself, no. I don't like AI, but some things you could use it for. Let me see.
Yes, you said you
natively, yeah.
But Plo, if you were to get it natively, how's that different to what is that better than what we're doing right now when we do the shared screen in a party chat? Or maybe it's different on are you playing on Steam or console? Because on console we don't really have that. On console, if you want to do things, you have to probably you have to connect your Discord, and then everyone's in the same thing, and then you can share your screen, kind of thing.
So
and it's a little.
That's what he meant. I'm pretty sure that's what he meant. I thought it had it. You could still do that with the PC. I mean, with the the console. I thought you could still do it.
Well, on console we have it through just party chat. We're able to do all that stuff. So I think on console it's probably more intuitive, or it's just simple process. Maybe on Steam PC you gotta do a little bit more.
Yeah, because my son, when he plays the game, and somebody invite him, he could watch it. They all watching it on the screen, so they can have invites to watch. He said he even watch movies with his girlfriend. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Ever since the pandemic too, man. One of the trends, I don't know if it's still going on, but a lot of people started doing what do you call it? Virtual, you're going to a virtual room and you watch a movie. I think you get more of that experience if you have one of those VR devices.
Yeah,
they were trying a lot of VR. They were trying to push that, or the same thing is, or maybe you're watching VR and you're watching an NBA basketball game through their service.
What's gonna say? I want to be in the stadium, sitting down, watching it in game. Yeah, I know that's crazy.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that's a different. You know what, man? I wouldn't mind seeing it. I wouldn't mind seeing it because I can see what you. If it goes back, if I could pick and choose where I want to sit in and read it, that'd be huge.
Yeah, that'll be a good idea.
But I would still want to be ringside. That'll be my main goal, to be ringside.
But then you're gonna have the vision of what's ringside. I said then your view is going to be ringside.
That's true. The reality is I'm getting a better view of the play because I'm seeing from the TV. Yeah. When we're getting the TV views, we're getting to see everything kind of stuff.
Yeah. So what's some more ideas out there? What do you think will fit a boxing game? Because I got $1 billion. Y'all know I got $1 billion. Just look on my wish list blueprint. You know, a lot of people say it's too much. That's too much, man. That'll take forever doing that. Stop, man. That's not 30, 40 years ago.
But you know what? It really shows you that going back to many of your articles, and a lot of these arguments break up. People will come and they'll say you're kind of you're gatekeeping, and you can't have everything can't be sim. Or thing. The thing is, it really comes down to who the hell that gameplay director is, and the people and the people around them, kind of thing, man.
Yeah.
It really boils down to that. If you have somebody, like if you had somebody who really wants that boxing thing, then you would get more sim, man. We wouldn't get what we got here.
PLO said ringside microtransactions.
Oh man, that was actually, you know what? Yo, Plo, now that you mentioned the ringside microtransaction, that is the business model that the NBA VR thing is heading towards. So if you can imagine, when the NBA VR first came out, as long as you have that service, you could choose any seat you want because it's virtual. You know what I mean? It's virtual. Now NBA, what they want to do is they want to say, okay, well, if you want to be courtside, we're gonna you have to pay more for this virtual seat, and it's a fake seat. It's virtual. Yeah, it's like you're not really at the event, but you know what I mean. But you see what's happening. Why they're able to try to pull it up. It's a generational gap. It's a generational thing.
They
accept it. They don't know better. It kind of goes back to what we were saying before. You have all these people who are playing the Madden, the hockey, the basketball, and they're all into getting these virtual. They're all getting these virtual cards and stuff.
Yeah.
Or they're buying costumes. They're buying all this cosmetics and stuff. It's all virtual, and they're paying good money for it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like you're buying something that's not physical anymore. It's made up, man. I don't know how to explain it. But you see, if you have that, but you see, if you have that mindset, especially like as a kid growing up, and you came up in that, and your parents are buying you all this virtual crap all the time, then you've been brainwashed that NBA will sell you that damn courtside seat, even though it's not causing them any problems. It's like the NBA is creating they're creating an artificial shortage.
Yeah. It's like that.
It doesn't exist.
Like that blockchain type stuff. You like?
Oh yeah. I don't.
FTPs.
Money to me, what is legal tender is the money that's issued by the government, man. Not cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
The only thing I use cryptocurrency for is if I have to buy contraband, and that's it.
Yeah.
Stuff that I can't think, I have to. That's what I'm using. I'm not using it for day-to-day transaction. Nothing, man. I'm not taking my money and putting it there. We have laws to protect your money. Legal tender, not Bitcoin, man. Yeah. If you guys do your research, and the thing is, it's just like if you do your research, cryptocurrency is a pyramid scam.
It is. I always saw it like that.
It is a pyramid scam. They're teaching that in university courses they were explaining that all the way, like maybe just before it came out, all this was thing. But for some reason, because of people just don't want to. I don't know why they don't want legal tender anymore. I don't get it. But I think also too with Bitcoin, you can mine Bitcoin. You could mine it, like you could make Bitcoin by just having like devices mining for it, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why people are they're so excited to get Bitcoins, because almost I can make, if you think Bitcoin's money, and I could have a little computer mining Bitcoin, and I'm making free money then, or I'm making free cryptocurrency. But you know why? But you know what that connects to? Back in the day, the real banks used to give good interest rates. People like in the 60s and the 70s, maybe up to the 80s, man, when you put your money in a savings account, you were getting huge interest rates, man. You're not getting, you weren't getting 0.5, 0.8. They were giving you back in there maybe 7% and 8% of your money. The banks don't give no interest rates. They don't give good interest rates anymore. So maybe this is why people are running the cryptocurrency.
Yeah. PLO said, the microtransactions, that's the 2K way. Laughing out loud. Yeah, man, I want to get Brian Hayes on here though. That joker turned me down. I don't think no director really want to come on here.
Hey, if Steel City puts Will as the gameplay director a second time,
it's done. It's over.
The game's done, man.
It's over.
It's finished.
They're not gonna put him because I think that title and what he's doing, they're like basically the same thing. I think we don't need to hire nobody for that.
But going back to that whole Discord day, when he came into Discord, he was asking, he doesn't understand why people think he's saying he's only this. What now? When you think about it, he lied.
Yeah. Yeah.
He lied to the community, and nobody said, and they didn't call him out on it.
Nobody
didn't say. They didn't call him out on it.
Nope, they just was happy to see him. They ain't call him out on nothing.
But that tells you the integrity of that. That tells you his integrity level.
Yeah. That bothered him, boy. He had to come in there and say something. And he left out just in time, too, because I was about to bombard him with questions.
Yo, talking about integrity. I was reading an article that came out in August 2025. Here, let me pull it up. It has to do with how much units Undisputed claims they sold.
Oh yeah.
So when version, okay, so when we don't have really any data on how much early access sold, unless somebody out there knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find it, man. But what we do know is when Undisputed was after version 1.0 came out around late October, Undisputed made an official communication, and they said that they sold over 1 million units.
Yeah,
that's official communication from them, right? And then eventually they made a second, and then eventually they made another communication saying what the next number is. But the reason I bring this up, and this kind of connects back to how you have to be very careful what you read, or how social media, how influencers, social media influencers, how they could really blur reality. So this article came out on August 13, 2025. You ever heard of this guy named Chris Kerr, senior editor, news at GameDeveloper.com?
Chris Kerr, no.
So he operates out. He's a senior editor, and he works out of the UK. So this is like a publication out of the UK. And I was reading this, but I was trying to figure out I want to know how much these guys sold, right? This guy, Chris Kerr, writes this here. Undisputed has amassed 2 million players since launching on console and PC in October 2024. Steel City remains committed to supporting the title while actively building the next generation of box entertainment. But he's saying that it's amassed 2 million players.
Yes. No.
So he's saying that they amassed 2 million players. But where is he getting this communication from? This is not really official communication. To me, this is like an example. To me, this is an example of an editor who's under payroll. Like you see this a lot in movie reviews, movie critics. The movie might be garbage, but the critics give it a 5-star review because the movie, the publisher or whatever, they go and they pay for the reviews. So I don't know. It kind of crossed my mind because when I saw this, I said 2 million players. Where is this number coming from? Because the last communication that Undisputed made was this back in May 15, 2025, they made an official communication saying they sold 1.5 million copies. So where are they getting this 2 million? Where are they getting this 2 million 2 million players from? I don't get it. To me, it's like they're trying to inflate. They're trying to inflate how much units were actually sold for this game. But here's the thing. My point is this. Essentially, what I realized that this 2 million players since launch on console and PC, it's clever writing. And as I said before, I think the person was paid off because in October 2024 was officially reported Undisputed sold over 1 million units, and then I showed you guys on Instagram. Okay, now they're at 1.5, but then in August 2025, it's suddenly amassed 2 million. How is this possible, right? Yeah. So Paul, what I was saying, this Steve Kerr, I think this is an example of a guy who's been paid off, like just like movie reviews. You know, when the critics give a movie sucks, but they say, oh, this is a 10-star movie. Because the movie house, they paid off the editors, they paid off the publishers and stuff, right?
Yeah. That's why IGN used to get paid for good reviews for EA.
Say that again.
IGN used to give EA good reviews. They were getting paid.
So here's the thing. So as I kept on digging, okay, I want to see all the official communication. So one thing I noticed is that Undisputed never disclosed the breakdown of units sold across various platforms. We don't actually know the exact numbers on console, be it Xbox, PlayStation, and really we don't even really know what the what are the Steam numbers. Yeah. Like what are the Steam numbers, because they're not really being transparent about it, right? Yep. But one thing I did notice was that
they're merging the numbers.
That for sure they're doing that. For sure they're inflating it. But here's the thing. I did find this. Gamma Analytics, Undisputed Steam, this based on the Steam stats. And one thing I was able to pull out was that if I use this number here, 443,100 copies sold based on just the Steam, right? So let's say so they sold about 441,800 units. So according to the math, it sold approximately about 1,058,200 units across all consoles. Because I'm still trying to go off that number, that 1.5 million. How do you build that 1.5 million? So I was able to kind of just use this number and just kind of elaborate to see, okay. So as I said, I believe that if they sold up to this day, if they sold about 441,000, then in order to make the 1.5, they had to sell about just over 1 million on the console across all units. So when you think about that, that ends up being almost like a 70%, 30% split, 70% console and 30% Steam in terms of the units sold. So now if I go back to October 2024, when they initially made the announcement that they sold over 1 million units, well then if I use a ratio, then maybe the breakdown at that time, October 24, to make 1 million or just over 1 million must mean that they sold 700,000 on the console and then about 300,000 on Steam. But the whole idea is I just feel like the numbers have to somewhere the numbers are inflated. Somewhere the numbers are inflated. Like sometimes I feel like maybe they're combining the early access sales in order to give it in order to inflate it, or maybe they're also combining the DLC sales in order to bloat the figures. Because I can't see how this game developer, how this guy Chris Kerr is getting this 2 million players. Maybe I'm saying 2 million players, but I'm still thinking about units sold. So I don't understand how they're making these numbers up, because there is no official communication from Steel City. Let's see here. Aloha, 2 million actual players played. I don't know. It's some number they're making up. They're saying they have amassed over 2 million players. I don't know. It's to me it's clever writing. Plow61 says players does not automatically mean copies sold. That's fine. But to me it's skewing the reality of how many copies this thing actually sold. Plow61, you say if it's on any subscription services, then those numbers don't mean anything. Aloha Bama, this reminds me of the bogus reset record poll. Plow61, is there a demo? That probably doesn't even factor in account sharing. I don't think I don't even think, how are they gonna know who's account sharing? I don't think they have that. They don't have that ability to really dig in deep to figure out if you're time sharing it with somebody else. But I just think that if this, going back to this whole thing about using the verbiage about amass 2 million players kind of thing, it's just trying. To me, it's the same thing we're talking about. You have social media influencers they're trying to change the narrative about what the reality of this game is. If you say the moment you say 2 million, you start to think, oh, okay, this must be a good game. 2 million people 2 million people are playing it, which is nonsense. Plus 617 is undisputed on Game Pass. I don't know. But I see what you're saying then. Maybe they're making up the rest of the numbers from the Game Pass subscription. But the thing with Game Pass is that when you get a Game Pass, it's for all those games. So, like, just because on Game Pass, I guess you have access to downloaded thing. Yeah, I can see your point. That could possibly one way harder. That could be one way harder getting the number. That's my point. One purchase could equal 5 players. I think if we just go back to what's really official, after Instagram, 1.5 million units sold. That is the last official communication from them on the topic. And out of that 1.5 million, I don't think that was 1.5 million the base game sold. I think it's a combination of the base and all the DLC on top of it. I think just kind of going back to my rough math. If it was 1.5, where's there? If it was 1.5, then I'm predicting, and just based off that Steam data, then it's 441,000 on Steam and about just over a million units on for console combined. That's PS5, Xbox, everything. To me, that makes, well, that's the only way I can see 1.5. But then again, that 1 million unit console could be skewed. It could be DLC adding to it. 1.5 across 3 platforms isn't much. What are you comparing it to? Actually, no, yeah, right. Because we're combining all those numbers together. So yeah. But the whole idea is we're trying to establish how big is the actual audience, be it online or offline. The main thing is as long as you bought that base game.
Yeah. A lot of people trying to say the online is big. It's not at all.
Definitely the offline is bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see.
Oh, Kanisi just said, Claimer Uncut said Ash bribed content creators to say this game is the greatest combat game. Well,
That's what Jay basically was saying. He said he getting paid just to say, "Yeah, it's the best game ever." And it sounds sarcastic the way he's saying it, so I don't know. Beast called me today, and I told him. He said, "What?" He said, "I know I was right. See, I was right. I was right." I was like, "Yeah." I was getting Jay the benefit of the doubt, but it still seems suspect to me. It's like phone to like be I don't know. Phone to just
but but
conspire.
but but talking about Jay, well, I don't know. Claimer Uncut. No, we're not talking about Jay. Claimer Uncut said Ash bribed the con. I don't know. When I heard bribe content, Jay's name's coming up. I remember because of the thing you guys mentioned, right? But now that we kind of brought his name up, what exactly is directional punching and undisputed? Does it? I'm just kind of curious.
You said what is directional punching?
Yes. According to undisputed, what is
The
directional
sticks.
punching?
I guess with using the sticks. That's the only reason. The only thing, like when EA used to talk about directional punches, is the way you're using the sticks.
You know what? You know what's funny? For the longest while, I used to kind of think directional puncher was me actually aiming the punch.
Oh no.
I used to think I'm thinking directional, so I'm like, oh, I'm aiming. If I see that guy, he's coming in with that step in body jab, I'm aiming that straight downwards to hit him. If I see him at an angle, I'm aiming. I'm thinking that I always used to think directional punching was that, right?
Yeah.
But the thing I was wrong. When I really looked into the whole idea of directional punching, the whole idea of directional punching has to do it has to do with throwing the punch where the opening is.
Yeah.
And I'll explain myself because it sounds kind of thing, but here, give me a sec here. Let me load something up here.
Plo said 1.5 across three platforms isn't much. It is for a company just to be making their first game. That's the only way they could use that. They made that much.
So Clockwork, you're saying being able to punch and move in a direction at the same time, so the step in, the step back, and the chuckle thing. To be that sound, yeah, to me, well, just going off English, right? But here's the thing. Let me pull this video up. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. This is an interesting one. I'm not gonna play the video because it's gonna be all choppy and stuff. But as long as you see it, you'll get the gist, kind of thing, right? Okay. So I don't know how outdated this video is, but JMMA, he dropped this video about 2 years ago, and it was about Undisputed, how to use directional punching. So in this particular video, at the 43-second mark, he demos throwing the punch with the right stick, which he says is basically directional punching because you're using the right stick.
Yeah.
So at the 43-second mark, you'll see him, he's using the right stick, demonstrating directional, while his opponent is using a high guard. And then what happens is, because the opponent is using a high guard and he's saying that he's using directional punching, the hook goes around the guard and lands on his head or on his ear. according to that 43-second mark. But the funny thing is, when you go to the 1 minute and 3 second mark, he demos throwing the punch now. He's saying he's throwing the punch now with the face buttons, which is not directional punching. So the thing is, when he throws the hook with the face button, and then goes on to say that this punch is landing on the opponent's shoulder. If you go to the 103 mark and you see him throwing the punch, it's landing on the opponent's shoulder, but at the same time, his opponent is no longer using the high guard. His opponent is using a forearm shield to cover the side of his face. But take a look at that video, because it's interesting seeing because you have a social media influencer, and this is one of the main social media influencers that's associated with Undisputed. He's saying this is directional punching, that it has to do with using that right stick. It has nothing to do with as you were saying, or it has nothing to do with your saying. It's all it is being able to use the right stick in order to go, I guess, the break the guard or whatever, go around the guard, do what the hell you wanted to. But here's the thing now. After I saw this video about how to use directional punching, I went down. I saw a video by I'm Cold-Blooded, and he also was showing the directional punches, right? But the thing with Cold-Blooded was, when he was showing it, he never said it had anything to do with the right stick. It didn't have to be specifically the right stick. He was doing directional punches using the face button. He was doing either or.
What do you mean by onboarding? Has horrible onboarding. What you mean by that, Chloe? What is speedballing? What they mean by speedballing? You're saying a lot of terms that.
Well, here's the thing. So you have this job. You have two social media influencers. They're telling you two different stories about what directional punching is. But here's the thing now. Here's the thing now. What I realized is, because this whole idea about how can you be influenced? You have Steve Kerr, a game developer, writing bogus numbers, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about we have all these content creators who are coming out with stuff protecting the game, protecting the reputation of a thing. I think Paul, you mentioned that Buddy there was getting all this money to shill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here's the thing now. Going back to this whole, part of me feels that this whole directional punching was actually to mislead the public, to stare on the issue of the game not being able to throw punches at different head positions or angles in comparison to Fight Night Champion. So the thing is, I feel like the whole terminology about directional punching, it's a marketing term.
Yeah.
It's a marketing term to hide the flaws with the game. And it's being pushed out by all these social media influencers that they don't even know. One saying it works this way, the other one saying it works that way. It's all marketing, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he said onboarding is a developer term, meaning that the game does a bad job at teaching you how to play it. Oh yeah, I heard that word before. I was trying to see what context you was trying to put it on. I was like, onboarding? What are you talking about? We talking about skateboarding? What's up, Lux? Salute. Appreciate you popping in.
But yeah, all this is coming out now because I'm seeing all this Fight Night Forever, Fight Night Champion. You see, iGame, you watch this video, they're all talking about punching and being able to move your head and punch at this angle, punch at that angle. So Undisputed, we have directional punching.
Yeah, but my thing
it's a marketing gimmick. There is no directional punching. The reality is, I said originally directional punching. I thought it was me. Okay, I'm aiming where I'm using left. I'm gonna aim where I want to punch it. It's nothing. All directional punching Undisputed is that if you see a guy just using a high guard, okay, throw a hook to go around the guard.
Yeah, because the directional punches, because if Lux can build on it, it means it's the control, the sticks. That's the directional punches. That's what they always use.
But that's what I'm trying. But that's what I'm saying. It's not. That's not the case. It's a marketing. It's a clever marketing term by Undisputed to hide the flaws of the game.
Yeah.
And then they took that and they got all the social media to relay it out to say, okay, this is such a great feature. It's bullshit. Directional punching is bullshit and Undisputed. It's a marketing term.
Yeah.
Another way, you know what's a good analogy? The kind of I know it's like a lot. It's like a lot I'm trying to bring, but a good example would be: you ever notice Apple products? Something might be called a USB 3, but in Apple world, they won't call it USB 3. They'll give it a totally different name, but than what it's supposed to be. They'll rebrand it for their purposes after.
Yeah. PLO said the gameplay is very 2D. Didn't we say something like that? Like it's almost on 2D plane, like.
Yeah, the gameplay is 2D because they it goes back to that thing we're talking about, the like if you play Ippo the Japanese boxing game, right?
Boxing.
In those games, it doesn't have an auto
lock
every time. Wherever you move it, it automatically. Okay, now I'm looking at the guy every time.
Yeah.
They put so in Undisputed, because we have this kind of auto lock. You can never really create those angles. That you can't create bigger angles or more acute angles. Also, too, if you notice, going back to this whole 2D, because of the auto lock. If you notice when you play Fight Night Champion or you play UFC, if I start on the left side, if I'm on the left side of the ring and my opponent's on the right side, at some point in the fight, we could alternate. You can't do that. You can't do that in Undisputed. You cannot change sides. You're always going to be on that side of the screen no matter what, because of that auto lock feature.
Yeah, you see what Luck said? He said you definitely can't directional punch unless it's a jab. Far as punching with head movement, nah. Your fighter literally resets and leave you open.
No, but here's the thing. So you see Lux, what is directional punching to you? Because the two videos I showed by I'm Cold-Blooded and JMMA, they're defining directional punching as something completely different. As I said, my thing when I used to think directional punching was me using the left stick and aiming where I want to throw that punch, either with the face button or the right stick. But it's not the case. It's a marketing term that Steel City made up.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, everything they do is marketing though. This is like it's becoming annoying. I know it should be annoying to the players because all they focusing on is marketing this, marketing that. He said punching while moving is in a direction.
So Lux, punching while moving in a direction, that's what I kind of think it's supposed to be, but it's not. It's not. When you get a chance here, I don't know if you saw it, I don't know if you came in earlier, but if you were here earlier, but watch these two videos here again. Let me just pull this up quick, and then I'll go on to something else. But these two videos, JMMA, how to use directional punching, and I'm Cold-Blooded. When you see that, then you'll see what I'm saying. That it's just a marketing term that they're using for something where you're basically all they're doing is throwing the punch where the opening is. That's all it is. There's no aiming, nothing.
Let's see. PLO said they should have found a happy middle ground between Victorious Boxers and Fight Night. That's what he was trying to do.
When we say happy, okay.
They say the sweet spot. Like I said, stop focusing on just have different modes instead of trying to have a middle ground. We don't want to program for nothing else. That's crazy. Because with EA, they have more play testers and testers in general. Because even the developers themselves, they give it to other developers to test the games. So you can have all the modes. You can have like a whatever mode you want. But Steel City just real lazy. Everything's about they trying to make sure the the people that's financing the game is taken care of and hurting themselves. That's why I'm like,
But
go ahead.
hold on, son.
Breaking Bad here. Salute Breaking Bad for popping in. The Italians' undisputed team are clowns. The fights they never got into was with their little sisters. This game is yeah, but what feedback do you want to give to a company that's listening to this broadcast? Any of y'all that wasn't here earlier, or even the guys that was here earlier, what would y'all? Because they're listening. I know for a fact they listen. What would you want in a video game? And please like and share. Hit that like and share. You know, yeah. What do you want in a video game? What do you expect in a video game? I was specifically talking about auto resetting when circling your opponent. Yeah, we was
Yeah,
talking about that yesterday, right?
we were just talking about this now. We were talking about this
Yeah,
whole
but
auto
we was talking
reset.
about it yesterday too.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday too.
So
All Steel City had to do was, instead of having it, just have a button where you could just, okay, I want it just like a first person shooter. You know, when you might be somewhere else and then you want to recenter yourself.
yeah,
All it was a freaking button to do that, man. And they didn't have the gameplay director didn't think that was good.
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that shows a lot too. Cause man, when he said, I said, Will, he was asking Will to explain something. That right there, people don't get it. Why Will like ask you explain it then? Ask
But
asking
but
Will.
um
That's Will
but but
ideas.
but Lux Vision. But Lux Vision, this whole thing with the directional punching was to mislead the public to stare on the issue of not being able to throw punches at different head position angles in comparison to Fight Night Champion. That's the whole thing with that directional shit. So this is clever.
My thing is why they didn't think to hire combat engineers or combat developers. There's so many people that wanted to be a part of this team and they pushed them away and they still not grabbing people. This I know for a fact from hanging on LinkedIn. Because a lot of them I linked them to Still City. I said they're hiring. They even said I know in the earlier ones, even if we didn't list something, you still might find a job on this team. So I was linking everybody that they needed. Let me see.
But
It was all
yeah,
false advertisement.
it's clever false advertisement, clever marketing, man.
Yep.
Clever marketing to hide something. Whoever came up with directional punching at Steel City Interactive, I applaud you, man.
They try to make people,
that,
they
that,
try to fool people to think that
that,
they had the same thing that Fight Night had.
yeah, it is. Whoever came up with that was a good one, man, for sure.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
hey, talking about this whole directional punch and Fight Night Champ, all that stuff. So now everybody, I think with the iGame you watch, that was one of the big things in this video is talking about the head movement, being able to have your head at different angles and then shoot the punch at that angle. In comparison, the problem Undisputed, you might move your head off the center line, but the moment you throw the punch, your head resets back and then throws the punch.
See, Lux think like we were saying. ESBC, you could tell people try to say that it was the same game. No, it's the same game. They just had this boosted up. No, it's not the same game. You could tell by the mechanics.
But here's the thing. Why? So how come? Okay, so champion has that ability to throw the punches at different angles, like wherever your head is, to throw the punch at those angles. Why did Undisputed skip off on that? What would be any reason for that?
Yeah, that's a good question. You got to ask the authenticity guy. Why did he intentionally leave that out? He said, Country Boy said, Jazz came up with it at EA. He did come up with the I thought Mike Mahar came up with that. Oh, I don't know.
But here's the thing now with ESBC, and how come nobody said anything about it during ESBC? About not about being able to throw these punches at different head angles.
Yeah,
it was never brought up. But now we're talking about, because of Fight Night Champion, everyone's getting into this whole Fight Night Champion revival scene kind of thing, right? But do you think? But Poe, do you think that should be an Undisputed as well?
What, directional punching?
No, what we said, directional punching is a scam, is a marketing scam, right? But the whole thing that an Undisputed, maybe I'm not describing it properly, but in Fight Night Champion, where you can, wherever you move your head, you'll be able to throw the punch at that angle. You can angle your punches.
It makes sense.
It makes sense, but Undisputed doesn't have it.
Yeah. Nope. He said the AI in the game is physics. Game ain't worth wiping my brown butt with it. Yeah, I know you said the curse, but I ain't gonna say it. Yeah, man.
But the physics,
but the physics, Fight Night is a physics-based game.
There we go. This is Lux said it better. On Fight Night, you could I could have my head off the center line and throw a punch without having the punch reset your head back to center point.
Yeah.
But but here's the thing. Did anyone complain about not having that in Undisputed leading up to the release? No, did anyone complain about early access?
Nope. That's the thing. People just happy to get the game out fast as possible. It was the stupidest thing in the world.
But do you think it was necessary to have it? That's the thing, or we don't need it.
What you think we wasn't necessary to have? I wasn't paying attention.
The whole movie, being able to have your head off the center line and throw a punch.
No, you definitely need your head off the center line. That's boxing. Depending on the person too, though, because everybody don't move their head off the center line.
So is it safe to say that the fact that we don't have it on Undisputed is because that was something they cheaped out on?
Yeah.
Is it cheaped out, or they don't have the technical know-how to do that? I don't know.
I think a lot of these decisions is they did it on purpose. It sounds like stuff they doing on purpose, because they just taking away like simple stuff that I seen people, one person, they like did it. You know, so it's dumb. Same engine and everything. Look said, I've been saying Fight Night was a better boxing game all around, from the setting, commentary, cosmetics, creativity, styles. Corner man, it was. Looks, I agree to disagree. Because man, I don't even want to get into about Fight Night, because it's like when you hook up with a girl, you think she was better than your last girl. Then she turned back, you let her go, and you go back to your old girl, You be like, Dad, come on. But at least I'm more comfortable with her than the other girl. I don't know. Fight night, it had a lot missing. Just there was a complete game. We all could agree that fight night was actually finished. We all should write a letter. Exactly. At least see, you thinking like me. I don't know whoever you are. What's your name in the Discord? We all should write a letter with the community signatures to the pub. Oh, we did that already. I actually got a change.org. I have a petition. That's why Will came in the Discord that day, because it started gaining a lot of momentum. No, what y'all should do is hashtag we need a survey. Because if we got a survey, it's no way. That's why I keep telling everybody, when you put the pressure on the team, they have no reason but to listen. They got to. The shareholders, the publisher, whatever, they gotta listen to you. Not just the team saying it, but they see that the fans are saying it. And it'll build the game. I know we used to put the pressure on EA. We used to put the pressure, people like, yo, hold up, chill out. We're gonna help you with this one thing. They're like almost negotiate with you how much they want to put in the game. So y'all gotta be outspoken. What'd you say?
Be outspoken, but so
like I'm saying,
what is
they
the
like we gotta like come together, like fill out this what's called, if you don't, even though you don't like it, fill out the survey. If we get enough numbers, like 200 or 300, be like, oh, 300 people signed this. That's going wow. They're gonna be like, wow, we gotta listen. And then if that 300 people fill out that survey, then they say, oh, we can make our own survey. Even though they're gonna see both of them, they might compare the numbers. Let me see. Oh, you're not in the Discord. Okay.
Dr. J is here.
What's up, Dr. J?
Dr. J is saying Claymore Uncut is going to have pressure on him with his game because of all the shit he talked. I don't think Claymore Uncut talk shit, man. I think from what he showed, he showed a lot in the video. Well, obviously he didn't give us, like, he didn't show the prototype, like we can't play it yet, but I don't think he's talking shit, man. The fact is this, I actually what do you call it? I made a donation to Claymore Cut today, so I finally did it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do a subscription, but I just did a lump sum one time, and then from there I'll say, okay, when I see the next release, then I'll say, okay, I like what's going on, let's keep on going. But yeah. I never donated to him off the bat. I took some time because I didn't know who he was.
Yeah,
I didn't know who he was. To tell you the truth. And then as I started listening, and it took me some time too to warm up to the video too, because I was complaining about the camera view, and I said, maybe this camera view is looking okay now, kind of thing, right? So I believe in Claymore Cut's vision, plain and simple, man. I think he's going to be the one that's going to solve the problem, and I hope he solves it before they drop that Undisputed 2. I really do.
Yeah, Oren said, nah, he talking about the hot piece video Claymore made.
Hot piece? What's that? There's something new?
Make sure y'all hit that like button. Salute Poe and AJ. I appreciate you, man. Salute. Lux, I guess he's out.
Later, Lux. What video? There's something new besides his. I thought I didn't see him drop anything new. Oh, the hot piece video Claymore made. Let me see. I'm not seeing it on his YouTube channel. The last thing I saw was the thing he dropped he dropped within the last month, where he said I made my own Undisputed boxing game. day 265. That's the last thing I saw about it. Yeah. Okay, so it's the same. Or it's the same video. Yeah, that's the last. I didn't. That's the same. Okay, I'm on the same page now. Yeah, that video. I don't think he. I don't think he was. I don't feel he was talking shit. I feel like I think he did a good job. I think the only thing I'm worried about, it's a one man team. He's by himself. He's by himself, so everything's on him. He doesn't have a doesn't. He's not even like a 4 man team. Nothing, man. It's just him by himself, and the fact that he did all that, it's pretty impressive. I just hope that I just hope that when the online mode comes out, that the punches will land. I don't. But here's the thing now. It'll be very interesting to see how he approaches it because he's a really an indie developer. I don't know if he'll be able to like go dedicated servers. So if he goes on the path with peer to peer, it'll be interesting to see if he could do it right. Dr. J says all the videos of him criticizing combat sports games. Mm. I think we should support this guy, man. I don't know him or anything, but to me, he's on the right direction. So what, Oren? You're thinking it's it could be you're thinking there's a possibility that this could be just a quick winning scheme. The territory, I never heard of Claimer Uncut until he actually, I do remember the first Truth Bound video, but I didn't remember his name at that point. And then when he dropped, now when he came out, like okay, now I started remembering who this guy was. But yo, he's right about attacking the con. So if you think about Oren, this whole for today's podcast, we've been talking about the pitfalls of social media influencers and how they could skew. They look what they did with Undisputed. They're skewing the reality of what this game is. From the social media influencers to that article I showed you from Steve Kieran from GameDevelop.com, they're making up narratives. A lot of everything's making up narratives. Obama says, "I hope they focus on offline boxing where it's at for the long run." Yep, I agree with that. As I was saying before, once I get mental fatigue playing online games, that I want to have a good offline mode to pass some time too. Even a good offline mode can even help you learn new things in it, how to play the game. So Orin Combat says if you watch Claimer's last video at the end, literally says don't be petty. That's in reference to all the content creators he attacked, but I support his game and he has a good vision. Dr. J says yes, I will support him too. I'm just saying from the outside looking in, some people are having expectations high. Bama, don't forget Tail of the Tape Boxing. It's the same guy. Don't forget Tail of the Tape Boxing game poll. It's the same guy we was talking about 2 to 3 years ago. His name is Brian. What? Tail of the Tape is him? Tail of the Tape is actually is Claimer and Cut as well? When Poe comes back, we'll see. But talk about Tail of the Tape. Initially, when I looked at it, I don't know, I like how the punches land. But I think it's still in early development. That's all we're seeing right now. That the punches land. It's kind of looking like Rock'em Sock'em right now. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying, Obama. No, a different guy. He's also working on a new game. Okay. But yeah, I would like to see what Tail of the Tape, like, what's the last time they dropped the video? 2 months ago, so they're on update number 3. But Tail of the Tape, it looks very undisputed. Like, Overhead Interactive. What was that game they were making? I don't think were they originally making like a kickboxing game and then they tried to make, let me see. Yeah, Overhead Interactive. They haven't said anything for over a year now. I think that project's dead. Let me see what their website's showing. If you go to Overhand Interactive's official website, all it says is coming soon. Or in Combat says, my hope is that Overhand Interactive were bought out by EA and that games will be the foundations of UC6. Mm, I think that UFC series will always be on the Frostbite engine. EA EA always does everything on proprietary gaming engines. Everything. I don't see it moving. If anything, it'll go to whatever it's going to be. When they finally I guess evolve from a Frostbite, it's gonna be on that engine. Kazuma 93 Crooks the Great made a video about Overhand Interactive a short while back. He was talking about them still on the. He was talking about them still working on the game. Bama asked me, AJ Pax, what state do you reside in? Aloha, Bama. I'm actually not in the States. I'm in Canada. I'm in the city of Toronto, home of the Toronto Raptors, Maple Leafs, Toronto Blue Jays. Closest state I'll be is New York State. That'll be the closest I'll be. I need to take a break once Poe comes back. I'm burning out. Bama asked me, "Do you know a guy named Cannabis? He was part of the boxing wishlist mafia. Paul knows him. He lives in Canada." I don't know. It had been so long ago, man. But when I used to play Fight Night Champion, I did have a lot of contacts. I used to have them on Twitter, everything at that time. But I wasn't part of the wishlist mafia. Paul probably know. We used to call him Ali G. That was one great thing about Fight Night Champion. I think I'm just kind of remembering now their online thing with like the fact that you had online belts. You had like the OWC championship, but then also too they had national title. They had regional titles as well, from what I remember. You could have if you're like in Canada, they had the Canadian championship. They had the I think in the United States or a different country, you had different titles you could fight for online, man. He looked and reminded us of the comedian. Oh, the LEG.
About that. Who popped up?
Yep, and there was online gyms. Online gyms I had, and then also too, they had online gyms, and you could have not just gym fight with your like just not just gym fight with your own gym members, but also too you could challenge other gyms. That was revolutionary, man.
Yeah.
And after X amount of days, the it was like it was running on a season mode, man. There was a lot of shit that and 2011 that EA was doing with that. It was crazy. You could challenge. I remember you be in a gym and then you get your best guys and you go and challenge other gym. It was like, oh man, that was good stuff, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's going talking about this guy from the Wishlist Mafia named Cannabis? Yeah, he pops into Discord every once in a blue moon. I be telling a lot of people to fly under the radar. Don't mention the Wishlist Mafia. But I
What?
guess Will told them about us. We're like the most passionate people in the fight night community. Salute Kazima 93. You read the part where he said Crooks made a video about Overhand Interactive a short while back.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think when I went to look up Overhand Interactive, they haven't had an update in over 1 year.
yeah, it seemed like they probably, I don't know. I was saying because they were saying that they was Mexican, and I don't know.
But for some reason, I don't know why. Every time I think about it's one of them was actually a kickboxing game originally.
Yeah,
It started off as a kickboxing game, and then I don't know what happened.
they see people wanting to box a game more than anything. They didn't want to take that chance. That's what a lot of companies doing.
But tail of the tape. that one's still active, and they had a video. What the last update was? They had update number 3 about 2 or 3 months ago. But the thing is, I was saying like I like Tail of the Tape. It looks good. I like something about it looks good, but at the end of the day, it's too it feels like it looks like a lot of Rock'em Sock'em as well.
Yeah, remind me of Fight Night. Remind me of Fight Night. But like Lux and Don D, they play the game a certain way, but a lot of people they show that it's an arcade game. Lux and just Don D, they just play it more realistic.
Which one, Champion or Undisputed?
Champion. He's
Here's
always
a here's a
go ahead.
here's a funny tip. I don't play Champion anymore, but in terms of Fight Night Forever and Fight Night Revival, find out which patch they're running it on. I think Lux he had stated the other day which patch it was running on, because I think when they went to patch 1.2, that's when they introduced the concept of if you have a guy cornered against the ropes, or you have him cornered in the corner, and you actually have the advantage. The game's gonna give you a boost when you punch him. But I don't know which patch version they're running on the Forever and the Revival right now.
Hmm. Undisputed is an arcade game, 100%. Oh. I think, to be honest, if you asking me, I think Undisputed and Fight Night Champion is kind of tied. It's just that Fight Night is more complete and it has a story mode.
Yeah.
They're the same thing. People that like Fight Night Champion, nobody was complaining about it. Everybody was complaining about Fight Night Champion. That's why they didn't sell that many copies.
What do you think is would you put on a higher priority? Um the fact that Fight Night Champion you could move your head up, you could punch off the center line,
Yeah.
versus an Undisputed, the movement system. Because Undisputed has that movement system, Champion doesn't, but Champion you could move your head, punch off the center, and Undisputed doesn't have. That's the trade-off right now. One of the
Yeah.
trade-offs.
The punch off the your head off the line. That to me that would be a priority.
That'll be a higher priority.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
what happens if Undisputed 2 comes out and they get rid of that movement system, and they give us this punch off the line, essentially just copycat Fight Night Champion all the way down?
nah, they can't do that. They ain't gonna do that. Then people gonna like really rebel because y'all took all that time and you can't give us both of them, because
Yeah.
technically this is a more modern game. A lot of people always like reference old games, but no, each game's supposed to get better. The technology gets better. Yeah, the difference is Champion came out 15 years ago. Yeah, but it's still, I got people to prove it. It's still that Champion. If they would have did what they were supposed to do back then, no company would ever try to make a boxing game. So yeah, because Champion, they was making a lot of promises to us, and they gave us what they gave us. Undisputed is a broken game with tons of potential. It is. All them that potential left out. Slowly but for surely. A lot of the casual fans don't notice it. And like when I be seeing, when I look at Fight Night, I can't help but be critical of it. I always was critical of Fight Night Champion. A lot of people are like, yo, man, you should take it for what it is. Nah, they're not gonna get better. that mentality that makes a company say, all right, they're comfortable. That's good enough. No, you got to keep companies on their toes, make them do better.
I can't remember. I don't know if we were talking when you stepped away just now, but did you see the thing Dr. J mentioned about claim around cut?
What he say?
Did you read? So if
I
you scroll
think,
up a little bit, it's a little bit up. You'll see Dr. J. He said, claim around cut is going to have pressure on him with this game
oh yeah,
because
I
of all
saw
the
that.
shit he talked. So
Yeah,
so the thing is, I didn't think he. I thought he was. I thought it was good. I didn't think he's. To me, I don't feel that. I don't feel the pressures there.
no, the pressure is still gonna be on Steel City because if you got these guys that single players and they making something of substantial, that y'all not doing, y'all supposed to be able to build. So I don't think there's no pressure on. He's one person, their whole company, so there's no pressure on him. Yeah, I know he's making huge claims, but hey, he could kind of do that because he's one guy and he has an excuse. Hey, I'm just one guy. When it boils all down. I'm just one guy. You can't expect me to give you a full game like EA. He got that excuse.
But at what point do you think he has to expand his team?
I think you need to expand his team now.
Now?
Yeah. At least try to like really get a game model out there because he get the game model out there, he could get the sponsors and sponsors help him. He can start getting his team from the sponsors, the money you get from the sponsors.
Who who do you who would you recommend to him when he gets to that point that he should select as a publisher?
Ooh, I think he
Who
should
would be a
self
good
publish. I think he should
because
self. That's what Ash want to do, self publish.
how
But
would you do it? Like there's such thing as self-publish?
huh?
There's such
Yeah,
thing as self-publish?
yeah. You can self publish your product. A lot of companies do that. I think good
Actually,
as
you're
that.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. When not that when I think about bloody knuckle boxing, that's self-published.
yeah, yeah. So yeah,
But you're thinking it'll be better for him to go self-publish than to actually get to get a publisher?
yeah. Because what is the publisher actually doing? Nobody really paying attention to. Hey, play on their publisher, yay! Now, if they had 2K or EA as their publisher, that would have woke up a lot of. But play on nobody.
Yeah.
Let them
One
make
one
no
thing
noise. Anybody.
one thing I'll say for sure, stay away from Play On, man. They ain't a good. They're shitty. From what I've seen and the money I wasted, man, they're all in they're all in cahoots, man. Steel
Yeah,
City, Play On, it's all bullshit, man.
yeah.
Play, you know what? This is the first time I ever heard of Play On. To tell you the truth, I don't think I've ever played any games from Play On before, except this one. This is my first experience with anything they published.
Yeah, I think I played something. I forgot exactly what it was. I think one or two games. He said Kanisi asked me, is Ash a great sales man, Paul? I think that's what his background is. I think Ash has a salesman's background.
No, I think Ash's background is he came
IT.
from it's something to do with IT and uh, uh resolutions and remedies and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Solving like there's a problem and
Problem
then
solving.
yeah,
Hell,
like
ain't
problem
that
solving, that kind of
crazy?
stuff.
Ain't that crazy solving problems? He can't solve his own problem. Yo, what the heck? Um, I don't think he's a great salesman. The way Ash talks about realism, I think, oh yeah. I think Ash really meant what he was saying. It's just that once he started getting extra people, they start knocking down his expectations. Because he said it. He said it at least 2 or 3 times. So when a person repeats themselves that many times, that means they're staying on him. He said the team said that he's over ambitious. He got to lower his expectations. Man, I'd have been like, yeah, Yeah, you right. Get out of here. I would have fired everybody. That's some laziness. Who says that?
Later, Obama said he took off.
Oh, let me see. Kazumi said a one-man or two-man team making a better game than a full studio would be a black mark on a company like Steel City. It would.
Yeah,
It would.
make them look like fools, man.
Yup. And I think that's the challenge Claimant trying to take on.
But yo, so so we know the time frame when Will became when Will was the active, I guess, gameplay director. Before Will came to Steel City, who would have been the I figured the gameplay director would have been Ash at all that time when they had all the good shit.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was the title that he held.
That's when the game. That's when we were seeing all the good. So why would he
Yeah.
get? So if we were to assume, okay, if we were to assume that he was the gameplay director, or that other person was the game, if it wasn't them, then who is one of the brothers or whoever is in that little
Yeah.
team?
Remember the brothers, they held that title too.
So the thing is, if we saw the good stuff, so all the good stuff was coming in, what the hell made them change the gameplay director at that point?
Because Will,
Like going back to what B said. B said the game was finished in I think he said it was finished in 2021.
yeah.
It was ready finished in 21. It was good to go, and then they brought in the Will, and then that's what delayed everything afterwards.
Salute
So he
Lamont
could
Davis.
he could put his footprint on the game after, right? Make money. But it's I don't know, man. Like how can you, why would you change gameplay directors at that point?
Yeah. He said telling the lead designer that they're being overambitious. No, not the lead designer, the owner. Who says that to the owner? Your ideas are over ambitious. Ash, if you listen to this show, I know a couple of the guys on the team listen to the show. What right do y'all give to tell them that his ideas are over ambitious? For one, I see y'all not doing the right thing, hiring people. Y'all not hiring the right people. If y'all want me to give y'all a list, you know how to contact me.
The only way, the only way I could see that if there's who said he was being over ambitious?
The team. He said people on the team was saying that he was being over ambitious. Man, I'd have been like,
so the only way I could, like, I'm just trying to figure out what the context was, right? The only way I could see that happen is if those were discussions with the different producers, the game producers, which are game producers and some of the directors, where they have to do more project management of the game to make sure they hit certain deadlines. So I don't know if that was the case, but if we go back to the concept that in 2021 the game was actually finished.
yeah. I don't know. It's just Ash is the owner, so producers or whatever. Ash the owner. So I don't know. He just gave Will that title, and I guess he said I could relax. But it's if you look at Ash and look at everybody else for the team, Ash look more worn out than everybody. He looked like a zombie. He has that zombie look like you've been drained. I'm like,
It was. I can't remember which one I saw, but he was looking a little different at some point.
yeah. I'm like, he's like changing every day. It's like watching the president. The Joker being president, you start seeing the hair falling out, all this gray, everything.
Talking about the president, I don't know. I think it happened today. I saw I read it, and I also saw the videos on Instagram about in Minnesota, ICE killed an American citizen today. It's all over social media, man.
Oh yeah.
I think the lady's name is something Renee Good. Her name is Renee Good. And if you go on Instagram, it's all over Instagram, but you're seeing the videos where she was part of a protest and her SUV was blocking half the road. And at some point she was waving people, okay, go around me, right? And then eventually one of the cars that came up was a vehicle with all the ICE people in it.
Yeah.
And when the ICE came out, she started to reverse back. And then eventually one of the ICE people, when she tried to drive away, one of the ICE people shot her point blank and killed her right there on the spot in the fucking driver's seat, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
When you watch that video, one ICE, I don't believe ICE has the same authority as the police that could do like they could stop you. They could actually stop you for what do you call it, like a reasonable search or whatever. They can't do that shit.
Yeah.
I don't think they have that power. But at the same time, when you look at it, I can't really say that it doesn't look like the lady was trying to run. I didn't see any of the ICE officers in front of the vehicle. You know what I mean? Like you're standing there and you're about to get run over, and therefore we shot it. It looked to me, and if anyone else saw that video, to me it looked like there was a clear path. It's just power tripping, man.
Yeah.
Just killed her, and I think they shot her in her head, man. I think because the way she died on the spot, I think they just popped her in her head, and yeah, it's sad because I think she had 3 kids. She got 3 kids, and I think one of the kids, the dad's dead, so that kid's gonna be an orphan if is an orphan at the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I never thought ICE had that kind of power, man. Because really, ICE is really the border police.
Yeah.
What the hell? The border police are coming inside your neighborhood. This is weird shit. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that's how the president ever set up.
Yeah, it's like it's different, man.
Yeah. Give me one quick second.
Kazuma 93. Ash has been cocked, bucked, and light struck. His eyes are tired, his arms are heavy, and he forgot about his mom's spaghetti. You know what, man? At the same time, I don't think they give a shit, man. They sold at least 1 million units. I think they're rolling in money right now. They don't give a fuck about nobody. It's just to see how they could try to, I guess, market the Undisputed 2 and see if they could fool us a second time around. I think one thing to keep your eye on is that see as we approach Undisputed 2, see what kind of developer logs they're gonna release. Just like when they were creating Undisputed 1, they had a whole bunch of roundtable developer logs telling you what the future of what they're working on, the roadmaps, all that kind of shit. I want to see. I'd be very interesting to see if they do that for Undisputed 2. Seeing that they're moving to a new engine and all these complaints people are having, because if they don't come out with a developer, any kind of developer vlog to show us, okay, well, how are you going to improve this game? And this is not simply we're migrating the game to Unreal because we want to have a better better online experience. Then they're just setting the community up for another they're setting us up to make money. That's about it. But I think that's going to be very key to see if they come up with those developer vlogs as we approach Undisputed 2.
Oh, you said what button would you use to do a parry? I think that should be a stick move.
You mean if we were to redo it and not use the current system we have right now with Undisputed? Because Undisputed, I think you have to click on the left D-pad and then from there do your action and you'll get the thing. I like, to tell you the truth, if I was just to say, I like how UFC 5 does it. It's I find it's more efficient. It's like I've gotten used to the parry system in Undisputed, but I think UC5 does a good job of how their how they use the controller for it.
Yeah. Plo said, I can almost guarantee you that the sequel sells less copies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but what I was saying just now was one thing the community has to be aware of. Just like with Undisputed 2, we saw those developer vlogs.
Yeah.
If they don't come out with if they don't come out with developer vlogs for Undisputed 2 leading up to it, showing the community, okay, what we are, all the issues we're addressing, and and the changes we're making, and how we're moving towards a better boxing sim experience. If they don't come out with anything, man, and just try to drop Undisputed 2, fuck them.
Yeah.
If anything, I'll just wait until the game goes on sale, like for $20, and I would not. I will, as Plow was saying, fool me once, you ain't gonna fool me twice. No, no
Exactly.
way. Can't get fooled twice, especially the amount of money that I got
People
dropped on this
invest.
shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't see me. I'm gonna wait at least about a month, at least.
Yo, Plo, if you look at the if you go look at the history of the units sold for Fight Night Fight Night series, you'll see the pattern where I think it started off at 2 million, then it went to 1.7, and then eventually EA pulled the plug once it only made about 1. Was it about 1.4 or 1.5 in sales? That was the fight. That's
Yeah.
what Fight Night Champion did then, and they pulled the plug on it.
Yeah. Yeah. They pulled it right. And that was on them because they kept trying to experiment on things that they didn't have right, set up right. And that same argument always come up. It's the UK was, I mean, the UFC was fake. I mean, taking cells. UFC wouldn't take cells. That's nonsense. I don't know where people got that from. Yeah, so let me see. I was trying to talk about what's going on with the Discord because why is they still how people getting paid for just popping in? They
What do you
just
mean?
pop in and pop out. Jay Shep popped in, left out. CB pops in and pop out. I'm like, how's they getting paid? I'm not hating on y'all, but I'm like, what's going on? Is y'all still really working there or what? What's gonna say? I got my Victorious Boxers Boxer Road 2 and Fight Night on my Steam Day. I can't wait. Yeah. You had to show off, huh? Didn't you? Yeah, I don't know.
How does it play on Steam Deck Undisputed? Well, actually, you didn't even mention yet. You said okay, you have those one, but do you have Undisputed on Steam Deck? I was actually searching. I'm about to get a copy of Boxers Road 2. I was gonna
Yeah.
probably say I'm gonna go, but man, I hate how they. So you have Boxers Road 1 where it's more in depth career mode, but then Boxers 2 they made it more gameplay mode kind of thing, right?
Uh,
How does Undisputed play on the Steam Deck?
Kanisi, what you mean by there's no current boxer at the time to market Fight Night Champion? It was Ali and Andre Bishop to market. But see, that's I don't see how people keep falling for that trick. This generation, like for the last, I say about 5 or 6 years, they don't really care about Ali. We care about Ali, but they don't. Boxing fans care about Ali, but casuals don't care about Ali. They really don't know him. They don't know Sugar Ray Leonard. They don't know Roberto Duran. They don't know Hagler. So we keep getting the wrong things mixed up. It's not about the boxers that sell the game, because what you see first is mechanics. If the game look good, like mechanically, that's gonna capture people attention. Even boxers, that would be cheaper to get them. When they first make a game, don't even talk about the boxers. Just talk about the engine, how good the mechanics work and stuff. Give us two boxers we never saw before. They might not be real boxers. They might be amateurs. Give us that, and let's see the reaction you get from the mechanics of the game.
I was doing a quick search to see who did Fight Night Champion use as like to promote the game. I can't find it. Like which there's well, it's going back to
Fight Night
What Plo
Champion
was saying.
they had a
Well, Kanisi was saying that they didn't have nobody, they didn't have no one to market it.
yeah, they had people to market, but they had the actors. They wanted the average. They wanted to market that story mode. That was they feel was gonna be their money maker, which it wasn't. So they had the actor on the cover, because we just kept saying, "Who the heck is that?" But they don't need like oh, let me see this. Yeah, but they don't. A game doesn't need a main star to sell a game. Oh, that's my point, Poe. Casuals don't care about Ali. Hence, Fight Night Champions did not sell.
Casual income?
I don't think. No, Fight Night Champion didn't sell because people got tired of what Fight Night Champion was. A lot of
And then
people,
it was yeah, sorry, go on.
because 2K was setting the standards of what a sports game should be at that time. And once we found out, the community found out, and they start telling everybody on the internet, people weren't buying it. Even back then, the internet still, everybody was on the internet. Cause I used to have the same argument that they be talking about with the Ash and be saying. That's why I know Ash. This the things that I be laughing at. Cause y'all never been in my position. Like when Ash say stuff, I laugh because I heard these same things being said before. Like when Ash said, "It's everybody's not in the Discord. They're not online." He tried to frame it. Everybody's online. Even back in the EA days, everybody was online doing Fight Night Champion. You had social media. You had Facebook back then. So everybody was online, but they're trying to think, they try to frame it so they don't
When you
have
say
to make
online,
the same kind of game. What'd you say?
when you say online, what do you mean? When you say online, what did you mean?
Yeah, when I say online, everybody's online. Like they know about information. Because they try
Oh,
to
okay,
say,
okay.
hey, nobody know about no Fight Night Champion. We can't lump everybody up. No, everybody was online. They knew about it. They just didn't buy it because everybody was saying the same thing. When I went to all these, I went to fight scene. I don't know if any of y'all know what boxing scene. That's what I went to boxing scene. I went to Box Rec. They had a forum. I went to what's that? It's a ring match. I was going to all these different forums, and some of them had for video games, and nobody wanted to buy Fight Night Champion because they said it didn't represent boxing. That's why a lot of people wasn't buying it. Everybody that I talked to, they said, "Nah, this is not what we want, especially at this time." So those same people, when Undisputed came out, they're like, "Oh, we going through the same thing over again." At least Fight Night, they didn't like show us a super cinematic video. We seen what we saw. Even though in Fight Night round 3, they had a cinematic, and we thought that's what we was getting, and we didn't get it. A lot of people don't remember that video that came out. Let me see. I say that the casuals only care about the legends. Nah, I don't even think the casuals know the legends. The only one that they know is because we keep talking about Mike Tyson. We keep talking about Floyd Mayweather. Casuals don't even know the boxers of this era, all of the boxers from this era. They don't even know. I say only of the 3 to 4 boxers that's fighting right now. Unless we start talking about them, then hey, they're a fan of them.
Hey,
But
Cole, I just figured something out.
what?
You remember that article I showed you earlier where that guy from a gaming developer is saying that the game amassed 200 million players kind of thing?
Yeah.
You know why? And I said I said it's a bullshit article. I know I said it's bullshit because there's no official communication about it, right? But you know why they're pushing that 2 million number? This could be the reason why. So in 2011, Fight Night Champion, not in 2011, it was a 2011 release. It sold 1.9 million, 1.91 million.
In the lifetime.
Well, about at the time when they were counting it, about 6 years ago, it was about 1.91 million.
Okay.
So to me, it's almost like they're trying to justify that it surpassed Champion, probably.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is bullshit because I don't believe it.
Yeah.
And then Fight Night Round 4 sold 2.92 million, which is huge.
Yeah.
And Fight Night Round 3 sold 3.14 million.
Yeah. But that's lifetimes. That's over the years. That's what they add up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the thing is this: if Undisputed sold, well, I don't believe they sold 1.5. I'm gonna go back. They sold 1.2 million. I think that's what they sold for the base game. Based on those projections, that means if we go back to say if Undisputed 2 is gonna be it's gonna fail, that could be indicated right there.
Yeah. Well.
Like if they don't improve the gameplay, and it's not, and we're talking about the gameplay. Fuck the internet, man. Like forget about the online play.
Yeah, that comes secondary.
Right, because if the gameplay is good, then we'll deal with the online. But if they don't do anything about what's going on right, the games, no one's gonna buy it.
No, not at all.
Yeah. If anything, man, the fact that it's gonna take a good 2 years, let's just say by 2028, the thing now is to see can that amount of time make everyone forget about Undisputed 1, all the shit.
He said they know Tyson, Mayweather, Ali, Foreman, Pacquiao. My son only know probably about 2, 3 of them.
How the hell did Foreman? How the hell Foreman wasn't in the game?
Yeah,
from all the legends.
And I literally talked to Foreman. He said he wanted to be in the game. Nobody talked to him.
He was still alive. He was still alive that whole time. So I don't get it. And even if he was sick, he would have people. He's a businessman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I find it strange. How come they didn't work with him?
Yup, he definitely said he wanted to be in the game. He said, I bet if you ask any dude off the street, they know more. Man, I'm in the hood, man. I don't even know if they know half of the jokers. Because I be trying to have conversations out on the street. Yeah, they know Foreman because of the grill. They probably don't know Foreman because of the grill. They just know it's called Foreman Grill. They don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You know, when you think about it, Foreman has two. He has two career, not two careers, but he has two chapters to his popularity.
Yeah, yeah. The grill in his
Actually,
box.
three chapters to his fame.
Oh yeah.
The fact that he
Commentary.
was in the fight with Ali and he lost. That like at that time he was undefeated. Everything right.
Yeah.
I think he was the gold. He was also a gold medal. I think he was
Yeah.
also a gold medal Olympian, right?
Yeah.
So that was part of his fame. The second part of his fame is the Foreman grill. That was the next chapter that he redefined himself, and then obviously the last one. Then the other one would be when he became the heavyweight champion at 45 or 46.
Yeah.
So he
And he
has
was
three
commentary.
chapters. He kept
And he
on
did.
rebranding himself.
Yeah. And he did commentary.
Yes, I forgot about that too. And he did HBO, everything.
Yeah. Man, why don't somebody bring out an HBO boxing? Yo, I think that'll be crazy. Just put it back on the map. They ain't got to bring out no more boxing matches, but just that brand, HBO boxing, Showtime
Well, to
boxing,
put
just have both of them.
HBO, I think HBO's production was better than Showtime at that time when
Yeah,
HBO was the king. There,
yeah,
up to this day, to me, that's like still that's some of the best. Anytime you watch HBO, it felt like a high level pay per view or something, man. It
yeah.
had a different even if you watched the even if it was not a Friday night fight, some kind of mixing my thing, but it just had that higher it just had that high quality broadcast. Even the announcing everything, man. Good analysts, good shit, get some shit talk from Larry Merchant on the side, all that kind of shit was going on. It was everything, man.
Yo, look what Oren wrote. Oren said, when I was young, I had no idea who Foreman was and thought he was the
Because the
chef
girl.
because of the grill. That's how a lot of people see certain things. Those boxers transcend the sport. Fight Night Champion had younger and 45 cent. I mean, that's a cent. 46-year-old Foreman. Yeah. That's what I'm like. I'm like, yo, Steel City, why y'all want to get him? They could have got him. He wanted. It was so many boxes. Y'all be amazed at all the boxes that I've talked to that I wanted to get in the game. I was trying to get the
How you know?
Spinks in there. I was trying to get the Spinks, the Leon Spinks, Michael Spinks, and Corey Spinks. All in. I was trying to get them in the game, and they all wanted to be in the game.
How did
Who else?
you friends with Foreman or just business
No, I just was able to talk to him. He's just talking to me. He was on. I was like, I was shocked he talked back to me. He said, "Yeah, tell them to put me in the game." And I tagged, asked them to him, and nothing happened. Just like Hagler's son, he wanted his father to be in the game. I literally be talking to him, but he not in the game.
Do you think it's
Spade,
budget reason or something else? Is it
I
budget
don't
reason
know.
or something else?
I
Because
don't
Roy
know.
Jones is in the game.
Yeah. Archie Moore, daughter wanted him to be in the games. That'd have been a great addition if you're a boxing fan. Archie
Is this
Moore.
something to do with the asking price?
It could be because I think because she was telling me. See, that's what I be saying when people be thinking I don't know nothing. She was telling me how the negotiations was going, and she said, "What you think?" I said, "You can't really ask for a lot." I said, "If you ask me, I said take the DLC instead of straight up money because you're not going to get that much for them because they're an indie company." So I say take the DLC, you probably get more from them or do the
So what?
royalties.
So how much you? I don't know. How much you estimate maybe Foreman was asking for that probably Actually, no. Let's go back to Roy Jones. How much you think he got?
Probably got $1 million.
$1 million, eh?
Yeah, probably got $1 million. Or he probably didn't ask for that much because it's a new team. But I don't know, probably $1 million or $2 million. He's not gonna ask for a lot because it's not a major team. Unless he's
What
getting
about the?
royalties too. If he getting royalties off of it, that's the scary part about when you got like, let's say you got like 5 people that's getting royalties. That's gonna hurt pockets.
But so okay, so you're guessing that Roy Jones has got $1 million. What would a up and coming fighter get then?
probably like 300K.
Okay.
If that, they probably get, you're up and coming. We'll probably give you 30K, 40K, something like that. But I think with what's called, Floyd ain't gonna let Comel Moten get no small amount of money.
Who's that?
Comel Moten, the Floyd protege, the little young guy.
Oh, the kind of light skinned kid with freckles on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
I can't see Floyd letting them taking a little bit of money.
He kind of reminds me a little bit of kind of like Tank Davis almost. He kind of looks like Tank Davis a bit.
Yeah, it looked like the Timu of
Cabbage. He had a cab. He looked like a. You remember the
Cabbage Patch
cabbage?
Kids.
Yeah, like something like a Cabbage Patch Kid, but he kind of reminds me of for some reason.
Yeah. He said, I don't think, this what Plo said, I don't think any of the current transcend the sport like some of those legends. Casuals probably can't name a current boxer other than Jake and Logan Paul. True. That's true. That's true. Yeah, because nobody's promoting no more. To me, promoters not promoting no more. The only person that I could like give, and I hate doing it, Jake Paul. He's promoting women boxers, but promoters, they're like real lazy. They're too laid back for me. At least Don King, boy, you know that he was having a fight.
Before Jake Paul, who would have been the person who attempted to do what he did prior to? Who would have been the last person to try to pull a stunt like this?
I don't remember nobody. I think he's the first one that really did something like this that I know of. Yeah, this like some
I can't.
Like some Ringling Barnaberry Circus stuff.
Here's something interesting. I just looked up articles. Seven male celebrities who box. Actor Jason Momoa, what's his name? Momoa, Aquaman.
Oh, I thought that's who that was.
Mario Lopez, Saved by the Bell. Jonah Hill, Moneyball. Sylvester Stallone. He wasn't really
I
don't
guess
remember him, but
I guess they said, "Hey, Rocky, hey, he was boxing."
I know I think he choreographed the fights.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber, there we go. Justin Bieber apparently, but I never saw him fight before. Usher, Kevin Hart. I've never seen. I don't think I've seen Kevin Hart in a celebrity match either.
Me neither. What's said boxing needs more youth rebranding. I don't know what you mean by that. Because what you mean by youth rebranding? He said the promoters are too old school. But you talking about old school boxing, so I think they should make it so you learn from old school. Every era should be represented in a boxing game. When every era is represented in a boxing game, you teaching somebody. So I think every boxer should be uniquely created so you could learn about the boxer. That's where these games messing up. They dividing the community because people like, hey, I don't know him, I don't want him. Give me this guy. But nobody wants a game with only 15 or 20 boxers just because that's all you know. Nobody wants that.
Were you talking about what Plow said about boxing needs more youth rebranding?
Yeah.
Does he mean the roster, or does he mean the promoters? Could then he go and say the promoters are too old school?
Yeah, that was a loaded question. I was trying to answer it like the way it sounds like, it could have went either way. But
because
I
the
guess
reality is,
nobody got to be branded more for the youth. But if you're a boxing fan, why should it be branded more for the youth? They already have that boxing league for that. That's what Jake Paul them do, the Misfits. That's branded for them. So boxing in general, you should try to keep the fan base the way it is. Because you don't want to like, hey, we're gonna make it, when you say it should be branded for the youth, that's basically casual mode, and you forcing hardcore fans to accept casual mode. What really messed me up when they got tag team boxing. What in the world? Tag team boxing? Come on, man. That's mad disrespect for the boxing. And it's lazy.
Plo said boxing has a rich history, but there's a disconnect with the youth. But think about it. We haven't had a video game in 15 years, but I don't think a video game is causing the disconnect. It becomes down to
it's not the gaming, it's the developers, the way they developing the game. That's the disconnect. Boxing history, nobody's putting it in the game so it could be fun. A lot of people think when I say fun, it's like, oh, it's over the top, over the board. No. If you get B's gonna say, hey man, ain't no fun in boxing, but it is fun to me. Even when I was sparring, I used to enjoy sparring. So boxing is fun to me.
But he's basically saying disconnect with the youths in terms of the video game we're talking about then.
Boxing has a rich history, but there is a disconnect with the youth. But think about it. We haven't had a video game in 15 years. Yeah.
Oh no.
I don't think that was the disconnect because we gotta look at it this way. It's the technology advanced in 15 years. So the youth stayed behind and we progress with it. We know what to expect from a company. The youth, they are right with anything. Not all youth, but the casuals, they okay with anything. Dr. J go ahead.
Here's a loaded question for you, man. Here's a loaded question for you. So if we're talking about there's a disconnect with the youth, can we say there's a particular demographic of youth we're talking about? Demographic meaning ethnic background and race?
Wow.
So it's gonna be a loaded question because I'm thinking about if Jake Paul was the answer to connect to you, well, Jake Paul is a white male. Is he reaching out really to the white audience, or is he reaching out to everybody? I'm just trying to think the disconnect of the youth.
Man, don't get me the answer. That don't get me.
No, I tell you, it's a tricky, it's a loaded question, man.
Yeah. I don't want to answer that, man.
Well, here, Jake Paul. Okay, so who would be the equivalent of Jake Paul from the Latino community, from the Black community?
What's going is his name I forget his name, the content creator that was boxing too. What's his name, y'all? What's his name, chat? The other content creator that boxed, the black one, and his brother DG. What's his name? KSI. KSI would be the
but KSI he is a social KSI is also he is a social but he boxes too. When I think about it, I saw him do a little bit of boxing before.
Yeah,
but he didn't blow up like Jake Paul.
No, he ain't blow up like him. But that's the equivalent, I would say.
But Plo said that
he said we need more great white hopes.
So here's the thing. Now I'm glad he said though. I'm glad he said it, man. In boxing's always for the longest time. There's always been this fascination with the great white hope.
Yeah.
Like I'll come back to Jake Paul. Well, Jake Paul, he reason why he blew up, because that's a super great white hope, because the fact that they thought that you could take a person who never really like box at an amateur level, or you know what I mean, to that level, and you're gonna put him in the ring with a former heavyweight champion who's still who's in his mid-30s, and people
Yeah,
thought there was a chance for Jake Paul to actually win. That's one of the biggest great white hopes that was ever manufactured in recent times.
now Jake Paul is a good businessman because he knew he wasn't gonna beat no AJ, but he knew he's look at the money because he did like Ringling Brothers and Barnaberry Circus. He so does that fight. We some people believe that. Why would I believe that? And AJ was acting serious. I like, oh man, he don't like he breaking character. With Tyson, it looked like Tyson wasn't gonna do nothing dirty to I was like, man. So he's about to make. Go ahead.
If we even go back to back in the I guess early '90s, you could consider a Butterbean. He could have been the Great White Hope at one point too.
Yeah. They ain't have but Butterbean. They was building them up. I was trying to fight that Joker too. They was like, nah. They say, nah,
he's protected, man.
They didn't want me to fight that Joker. I wanted to, because I get excited with big jokers like that. Let me see. He said Mayweather said it years ago. Blacks and Hispanics took over the sport, and white guys went over to MMA. I don't want to dig too deep in this.
Dig into it, man. Let me dig in. Let me see.
No, just go. I don't want that controversy.
We ain't race baiting, man. We but hey, is it fair? Would it be wrong to say that Tommy Morrison was a great white hope?
Oh, definitely, 100%.
But he won a championship.
Yeah,
he was a legitimate boxer.
Yeah, great white hope. He did what he's supposed to do.
Okay. I want to say
I remember this guy named was Leo. I sparred him a couple times. I used to beat the brakes off this guy. This guy was a heavyweight, and they was pushing this guy. His name was Leo something. He's Italian. He was Italian. Real big muscles and stuff like that. I said, oh, that freaked me out. I'm like, yo, all right, let's go. Man, I was beating the brakes off that Joker. He sparred me sometimes. He sparred Ray Mercer. He sparred the guy that everybody always see the video of him getting knocked out. His name is Maurice Harris. Yeah.
Would it be wrong to say Tyson Fury?
Yeah, 100%.
He was a great white hope.
Yeah. Some people like, hey, he ain't white. He from England. Yo, what the heck? Yo. Yeah, Tyson Fury. Had a lot.
Hey, you know who was one too? Do you remember that guy? Who there was this guy who people thought he was gonna. People thought he had a chance. Do you remember Mike Tyson's comeback? He fought a white South African guy. Oh, and I think and his nickname was they called him the White Buffalo.
Yeah, Francis Botha.
Yeah. There you go. That would be a good one.
Yeah, Shannon fought him. They fought a good fight. Shannon fought him.
Yeah. But yo, where did the whole idea of the Great White Hope come from?
Because once black people start getting into boxing, they feel like they were starting to lose. Now we got to have somebody that could compete for us, so we got to build up a great white hope. They had to build somebody up to represent.
Before blacks were allowed in professional boxing, like into the league, right?
Yeah.
I think the last champion was, what's his name? That would have been Max. I think it was a German guy, Max something, Max Schemmer.
Smelling.
Schmeling. He would have been the last, I guess, the last great white champion before they started allowing. Okay, they got rid of segregation then, kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I think Max Smelling was. That's some good stuff. I gotta make sure I check myself.
I think
he said Jack Johnson, the wanted, a great white hope to beat him. Oh heck yeah.
Jack Johnson, he wanted to go. Maybe what, for the money? It would have been a bigger draw.
He basically saying that, hey, give me whoever y'all think is the great white hope.
Actually, I just pulled up a Wikipedia article on Great White Hopes, and the names they mentioned in the article are James J. Jeffrey, 1875 to 1953, American boxer. Jess Willard, 1881 to 1968, American boxer.
Yeah.
William Warren Barbeau, 1888 to 1943, American amateur boxer. Luther McCarty, 1892 to 1913. These are all American boxers.
Yeah.
Jerry Corey. I remember Jerry Corey.
Yeah.
1945 to 1999. Jerry Cooney. I remember him. 1956. Larry Bird. Oh no. What? So okay, all the boxers, but then they go on to mention all the sports. So Larry Bird for basketball. He was considered a great white hope for basketball. I can't remember the last time hearing that. Canadian boxer Willie DeWitt, 1961.
Yeah, I remember.
He was a great white hope. Tommy Morrison, 1969 to 2013. Al Kaufman, 1886 to 1957, American boxer and film actor. And then the last one is Al Pauser, 1890 1917, German American boxer.
Okay. What's going to say? Jack Johnson, he wanted a great white hope to beat him. He was a villain because Germany was at war with everyone. He was villain because he was black.
So he wanted it for what? Because he knew he could draw? Because of that? Because of it would draw more if you put him up against a white guy?
You know who Jack Johnson was? He was the Floyd Mayweather of that time. Because they say he used to love dressing and buying fancy cars and stuff like that. They say one time.
Oh! Is he the guy who married the white chick?
Yeah.
Or that? Okay, and when that happened, they certain parts and said he went there to arrest him and shit.
Yeah. He thought he was rich because he was boxing. That ain't work back then. Oh, I'm talking about Max Smelling.
That's what I was talking. I was saying Max Schmozer or something, but it's Max Smelling I was thinking about.
Yeah, he was German. Yeah, that last name. My wife's German. No, she's not. She's half German. I don't even know why I say she's German. My wife half German. She's German chocolate.
Like because of Nazim Cholus as a hero because no.
Yeah, but I think if they represent the boxers better, I don't care what age group you are in, it'll work out better.
Janora Oren said going back to Jack Johnson, they because he was dealing with white women, they created the Mann Act law to catch him.
They created what? I missed that.
He said the Mann Act law. There we go. Jack Johnson was the first person prosecuted under the Federal Mann Act, White Slave Traffic Act of 1910, leading to his conviction in 1913 for transporting a white woman across the state line.
That was his wife, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if it was white, but it doesn't even matter if it was his white.
Yeah,
As long as it during that time, as long as they didn't care about that. It's like,
yeah. He
but
said
it
that
was
they saw
enacted
that.
to stop human trafficking.
Yeah, they.
Really, that's really a prostitution law, but they used
Yeah,
it for racial tension.
yeah. Look, they said that's the same law that put Diddy behind bars. Laughing out
Yeah,
loud.
so well, is it exactly the same law type? I think that law probably doesn't exist anymore, but in modern times, the whole thing is it was to stop the it was to stop cross border prostitution and stuff, or essentially human trafficking.
Yeah,
It's all about human trafficking.
yeah,
But you know what, man? Like this might be a bad, but I don't think, to me, Puff Daddy was just having parties, man. He was having parties, and I don't see how. The only thing he did bad really was when he got caught on TV, where he was when he knocked out and dragged her. What's her name?
yeah,
Cassie.
yeah,
Other than that, I don't. Other than that, like the fact that the FBI word that you mean they're watching you because you're gonna have a party and you're telling women out of state to come? Like it does. I don't see how it doesn't make sense to me. Unless he was actually running a full-fledged escort agency or Brody house, and
yeah,
that was business, that was the money he was making. But
yeah,
when I looked at the trial, I didn't see anything about that.
yeah. But I wouldn't put certain things by him because he's arrogant. They said Puffy can't be arrogant about stuff, so he want to fit in to be like some type of gangster type person. You see what they wrote? They used the
So
Mann Act to get Diddy. That's the facts.
I gotta check that, man. I'm surprised from something that old, man.
Yeah.
The Man Act, no way. It can't be the same one.
What is
Yeah,
that?
yeah, they're right. He violated the Man Act, so I didn't think something would be. I didn't think usually they'll get rid of it and they'll call it something else, but it's the Man Act.
Oh, okay. You know what I had to do to keep the thing from like just in case it might shut off? I had to
Was a
put it on 3 hours. So I was like,
okay.
not yeah on the talk show, you know that it ain't shut off. So I guess that's what I got to do for now on.
Here's a funny one for you. So we're talking about boxing, Great White Hope, and we mentioned some of it in basketball. Is there such thing as a Great White Hope in wrestling?
No, because when you see wrestling, you just see
It was always white.
is majority of yeah,
White people always dominated wrestling, right? So if anything
yeah,
in wrestling,
yeah,
you would have the opposite. You have the Great Black Hope.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But they ain't gonna
Who
say it
would
like that though.
who would have been
Rocky
who would have
Johnson.
his father? Rocky. So he would have been
Yeah,
120 Atlas.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah,
I don't know if you know this guy, but he's dead now. He's from I used to see him all the time. I used to talk to him. Sweet Daddy Siki.
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
You know you knew about Sweet Daddy Siki?
Yeah, I know the name. How about Kamala?
Oh, Kamala, but
Is he
that's
that
not.
old? Do he go
I
back that
think
far?
yeah, I remember Kamala, but he's dead now. But I don't think
Yeah,
Kamala would he be considered a great black hole, because the reality is they used them to portray
Af-
stereotypes,
yeah,
African
Africans.
stereotypes at the
Yeah,
time. So the thing is the fans really weren't really, he was always a bad guy back, especially back in that time, and he was always to
yeah,
But the fans, he was always a bad guy, and he was always going to get beat up by I don't know, Hogan or whoever the thing. That's what he was used for. But he wasn't. He was never made to be okay. This guy's going to become the champion, and all the fans like a Rocky Johnson. He was portrayed like that, or a Tony Atlas. What's another's name?
About the Junkyard Dog.
Junkyard Dog. Yeah, he would have. Fans loved him, man. He was legit, kind of thing, right? Eddie, what's the guy who took the heart punch? Oh God, what's his name? He could talk a lot of good shit too.
Yo, this I'm in the Discord. This Discord is like moving in slow motion, like nobody's really in there. It's like you can see a tumbleweed. What'd you say?
Ernie Ladd. Ernie Ladd would have been a fan favorite.
Oh yeah. I remember the what's called the Samoan brothers.
Which ones?
Alfonseca with the big afros.
No, I know. I remember not the Hitcher. They were the Wild Samoans.
Yeah.
They're the Wild Samoans. But were you saying as a great Black Hope, or just a great racial champion kind of thing?
People always connect. They always connect them to being black. So I don't know, but especially with America back then, they're gonna say everybody.
Okay, yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Okay, I can see that. Horn said Hulk Hogan for sure. They always wanted a white man on top.
Yeah.
When you think about it, the WWF or WE, the first time they ever had actually no, I can't say that. I was gonna say Rock. I was gonna say The Rock, but he wasn't. There was a champion before him.
Yeah,
I think there was somebody. There was somebody before him that was a champion. You know what would have been a perfect example of Great Black Hope? Ron Simmons.
Oh yeah, I remember that name. Probably not remember the face, but the name.
Well, for his he was Ron Simmons in WCW, and then he was Farouk in WF.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So as Ron Simmons, he was the first black WCW champion, and he was a fan favorite. They loved him.
Let me see. That I got hooked on it in the what's called. I was trying to see what they saying in the Discord, and it's nothing. They talking about I can't believe people, because they be so caught up in how they feel about a boxer, and they like kind of lie, because Devin Haney, he didn't run 9 times in the fight with Norman. And they still call him a runner.
And yeah, he didn't run that fight.
No, but if you let a casual person train somebody, they would get the brakes beat off of them, because their thing is they think everything supposed to be full steam ahead. You will get the brakes beat off you. That's the part that I'm talking about when it comes with the cultural differences. The old versus the young. You run head first into something, while somebody that's older gonna look at it strategically and say, hold up, I gotta let this joker tire out, or something. But no, y'all want to, hey, I'm gonna just run and try to beat him up and try to break his will. That don't work. Trust me, I did it a couple of times. You going full speed with somebody like what's his name? Ray Mercer. I went full speed on him, trying to like drop him or something. Hitting him, just throwing punches. Man, I was a fool. Ray Mercer could take a punch. He could take a punch. Trust me.
Yo,
When he got
at what point do you think Devin Haney got the label to be like a runner? A runner, he's not excited and all that stuff. At what fight caused that to happen to him?
I think they was kind of saying it before, but to me before that, I mean, I guess
The
was the
fight
Ryan
against
Garcia
Ramirez,
fight?
you started hearing more when he fought Jose Ramirez.
Yeah,
That's
but
when
they
you
were
really
saying
started
it
hearing it.
before that, but that's when they like really piled in on. Because their thing is they was trying to make Devin Haney feel as bad as possible, no matter what he was doing.
But
And my thing is,
I never heard when he fought Garcia. I never heard them say he was a runner leading up to that fight.
nah, they were saying it. They were saying it. Say he gonna
Yeah,
run the whole
okay.
fight. And my thing, you just trying to trick him. Let Ryan Garcia use his so-called skills and cut the ring off. He don't for people. No, Ryan Garcia, whoever doing this matchmaking, they doing a great job. Because some of the people that he fight, they come straight for you. So they line up right for his hook. You know, they line up for the punches that he throw. So that was good matchmaking.
I
He
wonder
thought
if Garcia's gonna fight again.
he supposed to be fighting Mario Barrio.
I ain't
I
seen
think
nothing
the end
scheduled
of
for
this
him.
month. I think the end of this month. Yeah, Mario Barrios. But it don't seem like he's in training camp. Cause
Yeah, you're right.
we keep seeing videos of him in his kitchen sparring people. It's like
Who?
he's not taking a serious. Ryan Garcia.
But the thing is, he's not on drugs. He's not on that whatever shit he was doing before that was making him wild. He's not on that anymore.
Yeah, but if you're a boxer, you got to be in training camp. You can't be in your kitchen punching people in the stomach and doing all this YouTube stuff.
His YouTube
It's like
so
it's like he's trying to build up his YouTube career more than he's trying to build up his boxing career.
actually, yeah, his fight's coming up February 21st.
Yeah. Or February. So he still
Yeah,
got time.
February next month.
Yeah, but he got time because I seen him in the kitchen. I'm like, yo, what the heck is he doing? But he changes trainers too much too. And you could tell just by him changing the trainers, he's as far as discipline, he's not good at discipline. He don't want nobody to tell him, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. And he feel like he know everything. That's
You
why I
feel that
think
he's gonna. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
No, so go.
No, I was telling him, saying that he don't feel like he has to do anything. He just want to be in control of everything. No, when it comes to boxing, your corner supposed to be able to tell you everything you need to do and what's right for you. You got to trust your corner because you can't see everything. And y'all worked on everything, but they're letting you know. But when you come out to that corner and you not listen to your corner, then they're gonna be like, it ain't nothing we could tell them. Just say, you all right? You want some water? That's all they're gonna tell you.
So when Garcia came back, his first fight back was against Romero, right?
Holy Romero. Was it?
Do
No, I
do you
think he had
think
a fight before.
Ricky it was Romy Romero?
So he lost on this fight coming back.
First fight back from the suspension, he lost against Romero, and everyone, no one likes Romero. I don't know why, but I thought he was, but Romero beat him good, man. Romero beat him good. But here's the thing:
Yeah,
do you think Romero should have been the one? He should have won the fight.
yeah, yeah,
Sure, right? So
yeah,
then,
definitely.
therefore, with this Mario Barros fight, there's no chance that there was always a punch of chance, but I don't think Barros should be the one who's gonna win that fight hands down.
Yeah, I think Barrows might win that fight hands down. A lot of people they just Ryan Garcia fans instead of boxing fans.
Yeah, but you know what? Also, too, because Barrios' last fight, he fought Pacquiao, and anytime you fight Pacquiao, he always makes everybody look. He doesn't make anyone look good. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
everyone's always cheering anything he does. He's gonna the fans are behind him, right? But
yeah.
based on that fight, when is that any indicator? Like,
Barrios
is
was
that any?
starstruck. He was starstruck in that fight. You could tell He was
You're right. He
doing
kept
stuff
on.
with
He kept on
tapping
doing
gloves and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
at the beginning of the fight.
That's starstruck. You don't. It's like you sparring. That's all he was doing with Pacquiao was sparring. He didn't. It's like he didn't really want to hurt his idol. I was like,
But you know what's funny? The last time I saw a major fight where Pacquiao was doing that was against Mosley. But Mosley was a veteran.
yeah,
Mosley was on the same level as Pacquiao, and but he was older. But the thing is, Pacquiao got him to do that as well.
yeah. And we call that you baiting somebody. Keep tapping their gloves, keep tapping their gloves. They feel comfortable, like, hey, we just sparring. In their mind, that's sparring stuff. So you be like, we just working out, and bow, Joe could catch you.
Well, actually, after looking at that fight, was it actually Mosley that was actually kept on one of the top gloves at the beginning of the round? It might have been. It might have been Mosley too because the speed he couldn't deal with the speed.
Yeah, yeah. But with Mosley, it seemed like he was weight drained too in that fight because Mosley looked at like how we see Devin Haney. That's how he looked in that fight against Pacquiao. You know, I don't want to take nothing from Pacquiao, but Mosley's like he was weight drained. Him and De La Hoya. We know De La Hoya was weight drained. We
Yeah,
know. I was like, man, why is he taking this fight? I think
but
that's like, go ahead.
no, he said.
No, I was about to say, I think that was De La Hoya's last fight when he fought Pacquiao, like one of
Yeah,
his
that
last.
was it. He retired after that.
Yeah,
His last two fights was Mayweather and then Pac-Man,
yes,
and then that's it. He made enough money, he started, and then he said, "I'm just gonna go full time promoter" at that
yeah,
point.
yeah.
But yo, Shane Mosley, I believe in his prime, he would have beat Mayweather.
I don't know. I think they fought in the amateurs because I met both of
Did
them in
they?
the.
No. Mosley was way older than him, man. At that
But I
point.
used to see both of them in the amateurs because Shane Mosley fought this guy in my gym we used to call was his I don't want to say his government name. No, I can say his government name. It's Chris Hawkins. He fought this guy in my gym. They were the same weight class. The guy in my gym caught an asthma attack. But Mayweather was there and Shane Mosley was there. I think they was
Okay.
like a little above each other in weight class.
Well, the reason I mentioned is because I always remember that fight. And I always remember that was the first time I saw somebody actually was able to kind of land on Mayweather at
Yeah,
that point. To the point that he actually, if you go back and look, they never scored it, but he actually knocked them. He knocked them down. Mayweather,
yeah,
he caught him, and Mayweather's glove. I think it something I can't remember. I think the glove touched or whatever. Right? It
yeah,
was actually a knockdown. The referee, and they didn't call it.
yeah,
But that was the first. But also too at 1.2, Mosley caught him with a good punch, and Mayweather started to clinch. Because he was
yeah,
stunned. He
yeah,
was holding on to his life, man.
yeah, yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. I feel that because when Mosley finally fought Mayweather, I think Mosley hit 40 years old at that point.
yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. He was older, but the thing is, he showed what he could do in like what 2 rounds of work. He was doing something to Mayweather, but he
yeah,
didn't have But after that, he couldn't. He got too tired after.
yeah. I just think that Mayweather still had the highest skill ceiling. Just that I don't know. I really don't know. If I was a betting man, I pick Mayweather all day long. I used to
And
like.
even in Mosley's prime.
Yeah, I think Mayweather still beat him. Yeah, the way, cause like when I was seeing them in the ring and stuff like that, but like people be saying, oh, that was amateurs, amateur and pro different. On higher levels, it's not. When you fighting open class and stuff like that, them dudes be fighting like they pro fights. What you trying to see what class they were in?
No, I know it was welterweight, but I want to see the age difference. Okay, so Mosley was 38 years old, and Mayweather was 33 when that fight happened.
Dad, going. I didn't even know they was that far from each other.
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of people a lot of people pointed the finger at Mayweather, saying that he waited to fight guys once he knew they were a certain age and he would easily handle them. That was one of the I think that's one of the reasons why Manny Pacquiao was more loved. He was more beloved because
Yeah,
he seemed like I'm just gonna fight, but also to his style, right?
yeah,
He's coming at you, he's coming at you, he's coming at you.
yeah. But with Manny Pacquiao, it's like hard to like because he have an asterisk by his, the way he does things, like the weight drain, or is he for him to get that big? That's to keep jumping that many weight classes in that short period of time. That's some extra going on there.
When he talk about extra, when he fought, look at the best I ever saw. The best I ever saw Pacquiao look was when he fought De La Hoya. The
Yeah,
muscle he put on, man. The muscle he put
yeah.
on everything, man. It was. I was like, holy sh! That was what I called. That was Super Pacquiao at that point.
Yeah, that I'm like,
Never
yo,
saw him in that big, man.
yeah, that looked weird.
Like, think about it. When he fought, when he was back in the what was it, lightweight? When did he fight? What's his name? Eric Morales. No, was it no Eric Morales?
Oh, I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name right now. But
What's
the
his
one that
name?
that knocked him out.
No, that's Marquez, right? But before
Okay,
Marquez, there was another guy. There was a whole um
because he had a couple of good fights, but with a couple of guys. Let me see. Barrera? No, he ain't fight Barrera. Did he?
no, yeah, he fought. It was
Oh,
okay. Yeah, so he fought Eric Morales. He fought him at 129. He fought him twice at 129. He fought him 3 times at 129. Mark, and then he fought Barrera at 125.
okay.
But it was that okay. So when he was fighting at 129, there was a huge difference in his physique when once he went up to fight
Yeah.
De La Hoya. It was the muscle mass he put
But
on. It
look,
was ridiculous.
what weight was he before he jumped up to fight? Shane Mo. I mean, what's it called? De La Hoya.
Before he fought lightweight. He was 134. But
And
here's the
then
thing, I forgot about this. When he fought De La Hoya, he fought at 142 and De La Hoya was 145. But I
catch
can't remember. Did they say it was a welterweight or was it a catchweight fight?
as a catch weight. Because De La Hoya is I think 147, 156, something like that. He was fighting that at that time.
Right.
So he weight drained himself.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that wasn't official way, but yeah, that was the biggest at 142. He was ripped.
Yeah. For a person to be his height, that's a lot of mass and stuff to be on your body.
When I started noticing he started getting flabby was when he fought. So he kept that size. De La Hoya, Hatton, Cotto, Clottey. When he fought Clottey, he was rock that size. Margarito up to Mosley. It was when he fought. It was around the time. It would have been 211. It was around the time when he fought Marquez and Bradley. That's when his body started he was losing the muscle and his skin's getting loose, you know what I mean?
Like he had to take a test and he couldn't juice up.
Well, now you mention that, if anything, the reason why we never got to see Mayweather versus Pacquiao, like there was a time when they should have fought when they were both hot, is because Pacquiao wasn't taking the drug. He didn't want to take the drug test. He didn't want to take the random. He said he was scared of needles, all this kind of nonsense he was making up.
And he got tattoos on his body.
Yeah. But the thing is, at that time too, Pacquiao was hot. He didn't need Mayweather. He was making good money by himself.
Yeah.
He took the fight when it's okay. Now I'm coming near the end. Okay, let's get this out because this is the big one everyone wanted to see.
Yeah.
And I think what it was too for that fight, they refused to give him he wanted a quarter. So he wanted a quarter. What's it called? A cortisone shot to his I think he had tore his rotator cuff.
Yeah.
So he wanted that shot, and they refused him. You think that's fact or fiction about that part?
I don't know, because I don't know. I think he
Okay,
just
that was his excuse. That was his biggest excuse why he couldn't why he didn't see. The whole thing was everyone thought he was gonna knock out Mayweather, and Mayweather took care of him, man. He
yeah,
didn't have the best Pacquiao did. I think it was in the second round where Pacquiao got him in the corner, and he unloaded on him. He gave them his best work. He
yeah,
probably threw people who complain about undisputed keep going throw 4 or 5. I think Pacquiao threw he tried to throw an 8-punch combination, and he could
yeah,
not break his guard. Nothing, man.
yeah. Fact.
Nothing went through that guy's guard. Nothing. Everything was a shoulder roll. Everything off him, man. Nothing.
Yeah, 100%. That we about to do 4 hours, man.
I think I'm good, man.
You good?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm good.
I can keep on, but I can't stop sometime. But I'm good.
Yeah. All right, so we'll see y'all tomorrow. We'll see. But tomorrow, try to gather up some more info and stuff. But we had a good show. Appreciate everybody that's listening and whoever gonna listen to after. Please like and subscribe to the channel. You know, we're only gonna get better. This is our podcast. Come on, be on the show anytime. All right, AJ, nothing else to say?
No, I'm good, man. Good show. Catch everyone later.
All right, peace.